These my dollars make it hurt.
You to Timpanogos High School. Beneath the beautiful shadows of the Wasatch Mountain Range, I am Bryce Larson, alongside my broadcast partner, Ron Weaver III. We welcome you into the booth over on YouTube and streaming on our ESPN 960 YouTube channel. Ron, we've got a really good game tonight here. Timpanogos taking on Tooele. Couple of high-powered offenses, but completely different schemes. Timpanogos is going to spread you out, and they're going to throw the rock a lot with the leading 4A passer in Andrew Hillstead, 1,300 yards thrown, 14 touchdowns so far this season. On the other side, Tooele, they run the wing T. They're going to hit you with the triple option, try and get you on misdirections everywhere. It's going to be a fun game tonight.
Absolutely. I love offenses that run the wing T, Bryce. It just makes defenses stretch a little bit more. Where's it going to come? Is it going to come from the run option? You can do play action as well. But on the other side, Timpanogos, there's a reason why Hillstead is where he's at. He can sling the football really well, 14 touchdowns, and it's only 4 games into the season. That's a big stat. Expect Timpanogos to put up big numbers tonight.
It's definitely going to be a fun one, a high-scoring event. A couple of the things that we want to talk about here, and I do want to get into our E3 Energy Cubes, 3 keys to the game for each side here tonight. For Tooele, to start things off, their offense is going to be their best defense in the way that if they can keep Timpanogos' offense off of the field and that dangerous arm in Hillstead off the field, they're going to be just fine, and they're going to prevent them from scoring points.
Absolutely. Hillstead and the Timpanogos offense strikes quick. They strike fast. If you're going to go in there, Tooele, on the road, hostile environment, you're going to turn the football over, not finish drives. That's just going to put you in a bad situation. You don't want this crowd to get into it. You don't want to give Timpanogos an early lead because that's going to be difficult to come back from.
So another key to the game for Tooele is going to be finishing drives, as you mentioned. You have to score because Timpanogos is going to put up points. We know that already. And then the third key for Tooele, set them up early, lull the defense to sleep, and that's when you hit them with the end around to Gritzmacher. He averages 12 yards a carry coming into tonight's performance, Ron.
That's a lot of yards to average, as a running back, and especially in that triple option. That's what I mean when I said that makes the wing T offense so dangerous when you have a guy that can average 12 yards like that. So again, agree with you. Strike early, strike fast, strike again.
On the other side, for Timpanogos, as we're preparing to get ready for the national anthem, and as soon as the national anthem gets rolling here, we'll send it to break, and we'll be back with kickoff on the other side. But for Timpanogos, the 3 keys to the game, man, it's exactly the opposite, as we mentioned. You want to make sure you spread them out, and you want to get it out to your playmakers. One guy is Gabriel Graff. He leads 4A in receiving and receiving touchdowns. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, that's high school football, though, Bryce. You love to see guys who you wouldn't have thought come out, make an impact. He's going to be a big target than I expected.
He definitely is, and it's going to be a fun one. A lot of fans on hand. The students are starting to file in here at Timpanogos High School. Ron, as I mentioned, a really good game here tonight, and as we get prepared for it, I do want to thank our sponsors here. This is high school football presented by Intermountain Bobcat. As I mentioned, E3 Energy Cubes, the 3 keys to the game we just mentioned there. Real energy from real foods. You can check them out at E3energycubes.com. Stick around for our post-net post-game show, as well as when we name our Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game, make sure you stick around for that. And then, of course, we're also powered by Americans for Prosperity, Utah. So looks like we're getting ready for a national anthem here. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back on the other side with kickoff live from Timpanogos High School. You're listening to Utah High School football right here on ESPN 960.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one tough animal.
Watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery for athletes. So while others are sidelined by injury, you'll be in the gym or on the court crushing it. At real life, use the promo code ESPN960 now to get 20% off your next defense purchase.
Right.
Small businesses, community advocates, and neighbors make up the fabric of our community. As a small business ourselves, PostNet gets to know our neighbors, and we work together to achieve success. We offer quality design, printing, packing, and shipping, but we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we've forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by PostNet today in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, or West Valley City.
ESPN 960 just got better. You can now listen to ESPN 960 up and down the entire Wasatch Front on the 105.1 HD2 dial. Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Larson, Cougar Sports with Ben Criddle, Kalani Sitaki, and BYU football. Todd Phillips and Utah Valley basketball, even Major League Baseball and NBA hoops. All of your favorite shows and events are now available on HD Radio. Utah County Sports Station is now ESPN 960 and 105.1 HD2.
When you're watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery for athletes. So while others are sidelined by injury, you'll be in the gym or on the court crushing it. At real life, use the promo code ESPN960 now to get 20% off your next defense purchase.
Listen to
Tomorrow's no supper. Number 9, that's the Kings. The number 50, Jesse King.
We're good.
Tonight's officials, referee Brandon Riley, umpire Pete Harmon, head linesman Matt Messerly, line judge Hugh Meadows, back judge Morgan Oakley.
And we welcome you back into Timpanogos High School. Bryce Larson alongside Ron Weaver III for tonight's ESPN 960 High School Game of the Week as Timpanogos High hosts Tooele High in a little bit of a 4A matchup. A couple of high-powered offenses, one led by Andrew Hillstead, the quarterback for Timpanogos. He's thrown for over 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns so far this season. He's averaging 440 yards through the air per game, Ron.
Yeah, if he throws for 440 yards today, I expect Timpanogos to pick up their third win, and that's going to be a long night for Tooele.
You're taking a look at the coin toss that's happening right now over on the ESPN 960 YouTube channel. You can also find us live on the ESPN 960 AM airwaves, as well as 105.1 HD2 up and down the Wasatch Front. So we'll be giving you a radio call tonight for our radio listeners throughout Utah County and the state of Utah. So if it sounds like we're over-explaining everything here on the YouTube stream, that is exactly why.
Exactly. That's what we want to do. We want to give you all the best content. Coming live, coming forward. We're in for a good one tonight, Bryce.
Once again, want to thank all of our sponsors. The high school football game of the week on ESPN 960 is presented by Intermountain Bobcat. We gave you the Energy Cubes, the E3 Energy Cubes 3 keys to the game earlier. Stick around for the post-game show as we name a Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game later on. And just one reminder that we are powered by Americans for Prosperity. So it looks like Timpanogos is going to kick off, if I read that correctly. And if you're tuning in on the ESPN 960 AM dial, they will be kicking from right to left. And as I say that, it's the exact opposite.
It's left to right.
Tooele will be kicking off.
You know what they say, Bryce? When they go left, we go right.
That's right. So Tooele will be kicking off. And it will be from left to right that Tooele will kick off to the Timpanogos offense. The kicker, Franklin Wilcox, getting it teed up, talking to the referee out at midfield. We are almost ready to get this thing underway. Timpanogos comes into this one at 2-1. The Buffaloes of Tooele come in at 1-2. The ball is all teed up. Wilcox takes a run at it. Foot meets leather, and this one is pounded through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback for the Timberwolves. And we are off and running here on ESPN 960 in our high school game of the week. We mentioned Andrew Hillstead, the quarterback. There's a couple other guys you got to keep your eyes on when it comes to this Timpanogos offense. Gabriel Graff, the leading wide receiver, has 6 touchdowns so far. He leads the entire 4A classification. Now, one thing I do have to say is Andrew Hillstead normally wears number 7. He's trotting out in the number 10 jersey. Apparently, the former quarterback last year, he was a senior, took his number 7 blue jersey with him when he left.
Well, you know, that's kind of how it goes. Guys want to keep that for the memories, Bryce. So he's number 10 today.
They're stacked up. He'll go out to the short side of the field where there's one wide receiver. It's caught for a gain of just about 4. There was a stack of 4 different wide receivers to the bottom side of the field, but they went to the short side where there was just one wide receiver.
Already going bunch formation, giving them good looks from every side of the field already, Bryce.
Now they're going to hurry it up a little bit. Hillstead back in the gun. Woodbury to his right, looking towards the sideline into the sun. Timpanogos is working from right to left as you hear it on the ESPN 960 AM dial, and we see it right here at Timpanogos High School. He'll take the snap, drop back, dump it off to the running back. That is, in fact, Woodbury. He makes a move out past the 30-yard line. Maybe just short. So about the 29 and a couple of inches. So it's going to be 3rd and inches coming up here. Quick snap. It'll go up the middle, the handoff, and it's going to be close, Ron.
Looks like they got it.
Yes, they did. Just by a foot. The scamper up the middle. And once again, Timpanogos back in the hurry-up offense. 2 wide receivers to the bottom side. Tight end stacked in. Hillstead drops back, tosses it down the sideline. Incomplete and out of bounds.
Incomplete.
Yeah, Bryce, that's why you like the hurry-up offense. Already Tooele's already getting tired, not allowing him to substitute rest. Takes a shot, just a slight overthrow, and guess who was he trying to target? Graff.
Yep, it's Gabriel Graff that was the intended wide receiver. Now empty set. Hillstead will turn that way. Graff has it. Good for a gain of at least 5 and a host of tacklers, and Buffalo show up to make the play. For the challenge here tonight, Ron, is for you to get some words in.
100%. That will be the challenge tonight, but I'll definitely get words in. Short pass right there. You like that, keeping it simple. The problem right now for Tooele is it's so fast, it's so short.
They are moving. Hard count, and Tooele jumps on the hard count. That's going to be a free 5 yards for Timpanogos. A great job on the hard count by Hillstead. You know, he's pretty young, transferred over from Skyridge High School and took over command of this team this year. And he looks like an upperclassman that has been here for 4 years already.
100%. I mean, when you throw for that many yards this early, that many touchdowns, those are senior-like numbers. Guys that are committed to schools, deciding where they want to go to play at the next level, and this guy's a young quarterback already in that bright future.
So that's a first down. They'll dump it off out of the backfield. That is to Woodbury. He'll make a man miss and get out close to that first down marker, maybe a yard short.
I know we talk about that Tooele runs the wing tee, but nice mixed direction there by Timpanogos and great blocking by the receivers at the chains.
They'll hurry it back up. Hillstead in the gun. Hands it off up the middle. He gets it and more out across the 40-yard line. And that is Dash McCann that's lining up in the backfield there.
That's an inside zone run. Bryce, they read zone right there. Run inside zone, get the first down.
Once again, back at it. He'll sling it out towards the sideline of the wide field. He makes a man miss out towards those sticks and down into the red zone of Tooele. A great play.
Tooele's just all out of place right now, Bryce. I don't know what's going on. Eyes are in the backfield. They don't know what the coverage is. Good pass out wide and makes a defender miss for a first down.
That's Graff once again. Hurry up right up the middle. Dash McCann with the carry. He'll get out to the 5-yard line. They can't even get the sticks set. That's how fast these guys are moving.
Moving fast. It's literally like Dash. They got Dash in the backfield, and it's Dash from The Incredibles. Is that fast?
They're back in the gun. Dash McCann to the left of Hillstead. 2 wide receivers stacked to the bottom of your screen. This one goes up top, and it's thrown out of bounds. Incomplete now. Maybe we could take a breath here.
100%. Good coverage right there by Simpsons over there on the defensive side. That's a stop that you want right there. They're moving so fast, so quickly. You don't have a chance to catch your breath. This is a chance maybe to reset and maybe hold the offense to 3 points.
Timpanogos will line up with 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field on the right hash, heading right to left as they go in. Now Hillstead's hit from behind. The ball's on the ground. Tooele scoops it up. No, it's still on the ground. Did Timpanogos jump back on it? I think Tooele's defensive lineman tried to pick it up instead of jump on it, and Timpanogos might have picked it back up.
Yeah, it looks like Timpanogos right there. Oh, no.
They, in fact, did pick it up. So Tooele gets the fumble on the strip sack. Andrew Hillstead had no idea what was coming from behind.
100%. He got behind that edge rusher, got behind on the right tackle right there, got around the edge, had the strip sack right there. But, Bryce, that's why I was mentioning the other play. That pass, breakup right there leads to that turnover because this offense has been at a rapid pace. You get the turnover now you're back on offense. Here comes the wing tee.
And that is exactly right. The misdirection with the wing tee. We'll see how this goes. First, the handoff off to the left side. I believe that is Maverick Clarkson. 44 carries on the season, 242 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Nice little outside handoff, mixed direction. It started off, you get 3 or 4 yards. Get your line comfortable.
A little bit about this wing tee. You've got Clarkson lined up at the tailback position, Britton Rosser at the fullback position. You'll see number 13, Vaughn Gritzmacher, come out as the wingback in most cases. The snap and handoff up the middle. Timpanogos has this one stuffed and pretty well put to bed. Maybe a gain of 1. As Britton Rosser on the carry. Fullback up the middle.
Good job by the defensive line there to not allow them to get a yard. 3rd and long now, Bryce, for this offense.
This is the type of play they need to stay out of. 3rd and long does not bode well for the wing tee. Watch for the screen play. Little bit of a end around. That's Gritzmacher. When he gets on the edge, he can fly. He gets the first down and a couple more. Good for a Tooele first down.
I love that play call right there, Bryce. What you do is you pull your guard right there out of it, and you reverse the end around, and the guard was out there blocking. Gives a nice block, seals that safety coming down. That's a first down for Tooele. Great momentum right now.
And Gritzmacher is right back to where he started off. He's averaging just over 12 yards per carry off the edge. Now Pater under center. He'll hand it off up the middle. That's number 12, Britton Rosser once again. And he's corralled. Maybe a gain of 3 there.
The gain of 3 yards is okay. It's worked. It worked on the last drive. Won a couple of runs. Still haven't seen a pass yet, but right now you like how the offense is moving with the misdirection. When you're pulling guards, when you're able to have your tight ends go out there and block, it opens up your playbook later down the line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ron, the reason why we haven't seen a pass, Gus Pater, just 6 of 19 passing so far this season. It's going to be few and far in between tonight.
Yeah, you might see maybe a red zone pass here or there, but it looks like they're going to be sticking to the run all game.
Pater back under center. fakes the handoff up the middle. He'll give it to Gritzmacher, who turns up the middle, and he'll get out near the 50-yard line. So that will set up third down and about 4 yards or so.
You know how frustrating it can be, Bryce, knowing that you know that your opposition is going to run the ball and you know it's coming, you can't stop it. It reminds me of that game where the Buffalo Bills and Patriots play where it was just 40 runs the whole game.
So they'll line back up. The handoff goes to Gritzmacher, tries to get around the edge, but he is taken down near the line of scrimmage. A great job by...
That was Cougar Peterson right there, Bryce.
Cougar Peterson. He leads this team in tackles, 30 tackles, 5 sacks so far on the season. And I'll tell you what, he is everywhere on the field for this Timpanogos defense.
100%. He's at that Sam linebacker position, Bryce. He reads that play, doesn't fall for it, comes downhill, fast, quick, is able to make the stop. Punting now for the Tooele.
Back deep to receive for Timpanogos is number 4, Robert Parsons. He will take the fair catch right around the 15 or so yard line, 16, 17 yard line. And that is where Timpanogos will take over.
Definitely emphasis on this drive that's going to be given to Timpanogos is finish your blocks, finish everything out flat. You had a great drive right there where you were almost unstoppable to the point until you had the strip sack right there.
So they'll line back up. Hillstead in the gun. He'll hand it off up the middle. That is, once again, I believe that's Dash McCann.
Hudson Woodbury stopped after a 1-yard gain.
Nope, that was Hudson Woodbury that time. 3 receivers tight in formation at the bottom of your screen. He'll throw it out towards the sideline to Hudson Woodbury. He'll gain about 1 or 2. And quickly, that'll bring up third and about 7 yards to go.
Don't like Timpanogos right now rushing a little bit too much with the playbook. Another like to speed it up. Settle down a little bit.
3 receivers set to the wide side of the field, ball on the right hash. Hillstead will play fake. He'll throw it across the middle, and that is complete to Jamison Jones, who makes a man miss, and more over the 50-yard line. Jamison Jones with the first down for the Timberwolves.
That's a great play call right there, Bryce. Good slant off the edge right there for Jamison Jones. And, Bryce, if I'm just going to keep it real, that's a big receiver right there. That's 6'1" on a 5'8" defensive back.
Here goes Hudson Woodbury off the right side. Out of a shotgun formation, he'll gain just about 3 yards. So that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 4:30 left here in the first quarter for those joining us over on the radio side of things. Once again, back in the gun. Hillstead takes the snap. Play fake. He'll dump it off to a tight end coming out off the line of scrimmage. He makes a man miss and more. Puts his shoulder down. That's Dash McCann.
McCann stepped out to the 28-yard line.
Again, another great block by Jones, Bryce. He cleats the guy out of bounds and gives the offense another 5 yards.
Vaughn Gritzmacher on the stop for the Buffs. The play fake. He'll throw it out to Jamison Jones once again, who scampers up near the first down marker, just about a yard short. So that'll bring up
19-yard line. 9-yard gain.
Just about what? 2nd and 1.
Red zone territory right here.
Andrew Hillstead looks towards the end zone to his guy just outside of the reach of Graff on the wide side of the field.
I like that play call right there, Bryce. That's a good go fade route on that. Good ball. The receiver was just a tip short of it. Not a bad ball by the quarterback right there. Receiver was just short of it.
Apologies for continually saying McKay Hillstead. It's Andrew Hillstead.
Could be related.
Probably related. He transferred over from Skyridge High School. Can't confirm if there is any relation there. Hillstead back in the gun. He'll hand it off up the middle. Once again, that is Hudson Woodbury on the scamper, and he'll get the first down and a couple more.
A lot of credit to Hudson Woodbury right there, Bryce. That play was actually blown off 3 yards in the backfield, and he was able to make the defenders miss and get 3 yards out of it. That's why you keep the feet moving, because you never know what's going to happen.
Just about 3:30 left on the game clock. Timpanogos lines back up. They'll throw it out to Jones. Once again, he makes a man miss. Man, Jones is getting a high volume here. He came into this game with 17 receptions, 239 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, they're already feeding him early. I think he's already got 4 or 5 catches. That's what you like going to a big target like that.
This one up the middle once again and into the end zone for a touchdown. Hudson Woodbury on the scamper up the middle. And it was a little bit of a spread and shred that we saw all the way down the field from that Timpanogos offense.
100%, Bryce. They moved the ball effectively. They mixed things up. After they got that first down there and they settled down, they got some play calling going. It took a half a second, got the passes going, got the run game going. And the Tooele defense is just all confused. They don't know if it's pass or if it's going to be a run play.
Looks like Harris is on for the point after try. It's up and it's good. So that will make it a 7-0 ball game with 3:21 here in the first quarter of play. Timpanogos takes the lead as they really drive it from, that was what, an 85-yard drive for Timpanogos.
Well, the first drive, Bryce, they had almost the same thing until the turnover happened. So but you like to see that from your offense. Back-to-back drives of going 80-plus. This time, you're able to finish off with the run play.
Want to take a second to once again thank our sponsors. Fans, stick around for the PostNet post-game show. Want to tell you a little bit about PostNet in Spanish Fork. They can help you out with all of your business needs. Head on in. There's a PostNet location up and down the Wasatch Front. Not just the one here in Utah County, but they have one in Draper and North Salt Lake as well. But check them out online at postnet.com or at 826 Expressway Lane in Spanish Fork. They've got virtual mail ready for you. If you're a small business owner, they can help you out, save you time. They can help you with printing and or shipping. And if you scan the QR code there on your screen or head over to ESPN960sports.com, there's a link for you to have free Amazon returns at the PostNet of Spanish Fork. Just mention ESPN 960. This one kicked off from right to left by Timpanogos. That one will go out of the back of the end zone, and Tooele with the touchback.
Nice kick by Harris to go out of the back and not giving the offense a chance to return a chance to return it.
So now we will see Gus Pater lead his Tooele Buffs back out on the field. More wing tee action. A lot of counters, a lot of reverses, a lot of bootlegs, and you're going to see some short screen passes every once in a while.
I think that's exactly what I was going to say was they need to go now to the short screen passes. You don't have to, when you pass, it doesn't have to be down the field. You don't have to push, you don't have to press, but you want to keep it short. You're going to need to set up screens because the run game can only take you so far.
Now this one goes up the middle. Believe that's Britton Rosser in the pile of humans down there on the field. Great job by the Timpanogos front, led by Maatoe Moe and Andrew Sanders, Jess King out there along that defensive front.
The linebackers are really coming to work now, Bryce. They're coming downhill every time. If I am Tooele, maybe I'd see if I can catch them coming down and take a shot right now.
Now it looks like we're going to have a timeout and an official timeout, as I believe that is Britton Rosser that is coming out of the game.
Maybe the helmet came off right there.
He pointed to the helmet. So in to replace him will be number 8, John Leakehe. This one goes up the middle. Good for maybe a gain of 1. So that once again brings up a 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, definitely, Bryce, with the play caller right now. There's nothing wrong with running the ball, but maybe you need to throw a couple of screen passes right off the bat to help you because these 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 situations make it difficult with your playbook when you're running the wing tee offense pass a lot.
One thing we have not seen yet is that wing back reverse that goes to Gritzmacher, and a lot of times he'll take it to the house. Watch for it here. And there it is. Gritzmacher on the carry. Timpanogos was there. Now he's going to go right up the middle. A flag flies. So this one might be coming back. But Gritzmacher down to the 10-yard line and into the end zone for the touchdown on the wingback reverse. There's a penalty flag.
There's some laundry in the back, so I have to see what happens. Bryce, looks like this one might be coming back, but you just called it. You just said, hey, watch out for the reverse, wingback T reverse, and that's what happens to Dallas because they've scored on that, Bryce, I think, every game that they played in.
And it's always to Gritzmacher. That's one of the reasons why he is able to average just over 12 yards per carry. And unfortunately, it is holding on the Buffs. It will bring it all the way back. That one really hurts if you're Tooele.
It does. My favorite thing about this is I love that the defensive tackle Nunez for Timpanogos didn't even. He knew it was holding because he's like, I got held, and he didn't even. He just stood there, and the entire time was like, yeah, this is coming back.
So a minute 44 on the clock, and the clock is running. 7-0 ball game, Timpanogos, if you're just joining us here on ESPN 960 over on our YouTube channel, as well as live on the ESPN 960 AM dial, 105.1 HD2. It'll bring up 3rd and 17. I would not be surprised now to see a little bit of a screenplay or even a quick hitter across the middle. Cameron Barrett, number 22, is one to watch out for, as well as Nick Ariano when it comes to that, and we're going to have a timeout taken.
Yeah, Bryce, I think they want to talk it over just to make sure because there's such back in range. So you're throwing the football on 3rd and 17 for a screenplay, and you're in this deep. What you cannot have is so good timeout by the coaches. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Linemen know, running back, quarterback knows what it is. If there's going to be a check, what the check play will be. Because if you turn the ball over right here, it's going to be to the house, and you're already down 7. You don't want to go down 14-0.
I do want to check back on our E3 Energy Cube's 3 keys to the game for this Tooele offense. One thing that we said is set them up. The 3rd key to the game, set them up and lull them to sleep.
Yep.
On the offensive side of the football. You want to lull that Timpanogos defense to sleep. That's kind of what they did, and then they just hit a big one right there. 3rd and 17, you might be looking for a screenplay here. You might be looking for something across the middle, something that's been set up because they haven't thrown the ball yet so far this afternoon.
Haven't thrown it a lot. If I'm them right now, I go quick screen, see what you can get.
Pater drops back. He's going to launch one, looking for his receiver. There's 2 men, and that one's going to be picked off. Robert Parsons with the interception down to the 20-yard line, 10-yard line. 2 guys to beat. A flag flies, but he gets into the end zone. For now, the touchdown will stand, but a flag did fly.
That ball was thrown in a double coverage, Bryce. Not a good play by the quarterback. Drops back. Robert Parsons does a great job of not just locating the receiver to not have pass interference, but getting up, picking the ball off, and he takes it to the house.
We'll see what the penalty was. Once again, man, these penalties early on have been killers. It is going to be a hold on Timpanogos.
Holding against the Tooele.
So it will be a spot foul from where the hold occurred, which means Timpanogos will take over at the Tooele 25-yard line.
Still good field position, but that's unfortunate because Robert Parsons did a great job of picking that ball off, taking it to the house. Bryce, I just called it earlier. Know what you're going to do. You don't want to have a turnover in. Lucky that it was holding on Timpanogos. Otherwise, you'd be down 14-0.
Could be a candidate for our Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game tonight. Once again, Hillstead back in the gun. 1 running back next to him. He'll play fake. Pressure in his face, and he launches one into the end zone. Going to be well over his intended wide receiver, Gabe Graff.
Something I want to see from Hillstead is slow down just a bit, Bryce. He's got a big arm. And if you know anything about Hillstead, even the one at BYU, they can sling the football. That's no doubt about it. But he's slightly overthrowing his receiver. They're winning the routes. Got to tune it back just a tad.
Ryan Durfee was in his face, giving him the business right there. This one up the middle. Once again, Woodbury on the carry. Makes a man miss down to the goal line. And it'll be about 2 yards short, 1 or 2 yards short of getting into the end zone. 48 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Man, shout out to Woodbury right there. Bryce, he almost dragged 3 people into the end zone right there. That kid's got some powerful legs.
Already 1 touchdown today for Woodbury. See if he gets in for another one. Hillstead under center. He'll push it, and he gets in on the ground. Good for a Timpanogos touchdown. Great quarterback keep by Andrew Hillstead. He'll add another touchdown, this time on the ground.
Hey, that's why you have to be a dual threat quarterback, right, Bryce? You can't just throw the football. And I think because he has such a big arm and the receivers do a great job of getting space and catching, he doesn't really need to use his legs. But right there, keep it simple. You don't need to run enough to your running back. The small QB run right there, and you're up 14-0.
The PAT is up and good from Harris. So with 38.2 left here in the first quarter, Timpanogos takes the 14-0 lead, this time off of a turnover in a 3rd and long situation that Tooele just threw up a prayer and couldn't quite come down with it in double coverage.
Yeah, Bryce, we talked about maybe going to the screen pass. I think that's what we wanted to see, expect to see. If you don't trust your quarterback's arm, you can't drop back and put the football in danger. I think that ball went maybe 5 yards, 10 yards in the air. Again, if it wasn't for the holding penalty, you'd be down 14-0. Still capped it off with a touchdown run. You got to be better. You got to have smarter play calls deep in your own end.
Fans, want to remind you, we are powered by Americans for Prosperity Utah. Make sure you give them a look there on their website online. You can just Google Americans for Prosperity Utah. They'll come right up. Timpanogos setting up to kick right to left as you hear it right here on the 960 AM dial and over on the ESPN 960 YouTube channel. This one is going to be returnable. Now out past the 20-yard line. Here goes Tooele, just past the 30-yard line. That is
31-foot line. 1st and 10 to Willem.
Good job right there by Dash McClain, tripping him up right there, Bryce. That was a wide open hole down the middle. Thought that one could have a potential if he were to break that last level to go to the house. Good job by Dash right there to trip him up at the feet. I remember they told me, Bryce, if you can't get there and you're on the ground, just swing. Get the shoelaces, and sometimes they'll work.
That was Johnny Gallegos on the return. This one goes up the middle. It's going to be no gain on the play. Once again, a great job by the Timpanogos defensive front, led by Andrew Sanders, Jess King, and even Cyrus Guareca.
No gain.
Yeah, those guys are big guys down there not getting full.
See if Britton Rosser returned back into the game. He did leave earlier, and it does look like I do see number 12 out there in the backfield. So that was Rosser on the carry for the Buffs. Now it looks like there's some confusion on the spot. Or even if Timpanogos was playing a man down. I don't know if a Timpanogos player ran off the field late or if they just didn't have enough players in the game. Now this one goes up the middle once again. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 yards out of that wing T formation.
A couple of yards right there, Bryce. But again in another 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 situation, that just makes it tough.
All right, that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. Right now, Timpanogos leads 14-0. We'll take a break. Be back for quarter number 2 next, right here on ESPN 960.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job.
Fourth down at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 to Willem.
Back at it here at Timpanogos High School. The handoff goes for a gain of, well, actually a loss of a couple yards in the Tooele backfield. While you were gone, there was a Tooele first down off to the right sideline. So that's why Tooele is closer to the 50-yard line at the moment. Right now, 2nd and 2 after the loss of 2 yards on the carry. Tooele back at it. Pater under center. He'll hand it off. That's going to Clarkson. Maybe a gain of 4 there as the clock ticks closer to 11 minutes left in the first half. So that'll bring up 3rd and long yet again.
I do like the play calling on this drive, though, Bryce. Clarkson had before we came back, had a nice 11-yard run. Now you're just handing it directly. I think not doing too many reverses, keeping it simple is not a bad option because then you can hit that double reverse.
Tooele back up in to the line in the wing T. This one, Pater will drop back. He'll toss it out to his tight end off of the line of scrimmage. Once again, that's Maverick Clarkson.
Marley Yosefa.
Maybe a gain of 2. So Clarkson came out of the backfield from that tailback position to get the reception.
Bryce, now they had no intention of punting on this drive. The minute they had that, the punt team didn't even think to come out. I think it's 4-down territory for Tooele for the rest of the quarter.
It would not surprise me to see a Gritzmacher rush off the edge to the wide side of the field. Here's that wing back reverse. Here's Gritzmacher. He'll cut it up the middle, wide open, and gash him for a first down. Gritzmacher.
Bryce, we saw the formation. We knew it was coming. Here's the thing. Even if you know what's coming, the good blocking up front, the good push, it's a difficult play to stop. And you see why the kid averages 12 yards a carry. That wouldn't go to the house, but he gets up to speed so fast. He's so elusive. First down.
Really great at seeing those running lanes. Sometimes he'll kick it out to the outside, has elite speed. Pater back under center. He'll hand it off. That one goes to Rosser, and he'll scamper for a gain of 3.
Yeah, Rosser, not a bad run there, but take the first hole. You see, tries to cut it back. You don't want to give defenders a chance to come down and make a hit on you. That just slows you down a chance to wrap up. When you take the first cut back, you see the hole, hit it hard, and then you're going to get more yardage on that.
The only problem with running this type of offense is when you get down 14-0 and you start to chew the clock, you really have to finish your drives. And that was one of the keys to the game for Tooele. They have to end this drive in the end zone to keep it competitive. Here's Rosser up the middle. And he'll go for a gain of about 3. That'll bring up just about 3rd and 5 here.
It's not just about finishing drives, though, Bryce. Like you said, killing the clock. Can't take a field goal here. You need a touchdown because a touchdown is going to give you a great opportunity to be able to stay within the game. You take a field goal, it's still a 2-score game.
Pater back under center. He'll hand it off. Here's Gritzmacher. He'll cut it up the middle of the field, get the first down and more across the 20-yard line on the wing back counter.
Gritzmacher, very elusive. You know who he reminds me of right now running like? He runs like Christian McCaffrey, hits the hole hard, elusive, makes one cut, goes, and can get up to speed really fast. That's a good running back in that backfield.
The one thing I will say is Carter Hall, Cougar Peterson are doing a good job at setting the edge so far and not letting Gritzmacher outside. And there's a big-time tackle for Cougar Peterson on the defensive side of the football.
Stopped Carson on that play right in his tracks.
Excuse me, correction on that one. That was Tate Dawson on the stop. Big-time job setting the edge for the Timpanogos defense. Gritzmacher, when he gets outside, he has some elite speed, so they've made him cut it up every single time. Pater under center. He'll hand it off. Once again, here's Rosser off the right side of the short side of the field.
See, that was a better job by Rosser on that play compared to the one two plays ago. He sees the hole, cuts it, and goes rather than waiting and tiptoeing. When you see it, take what the defense gives you. And going back to that hit by Tate Dawson, Bryce, when we play rugby, we had a hit stick belt. He might have to have a hit stick belt after that because he stopped, Charleston right in his tracks.
If you're tuning in on the 960 AM dial and Tooele is on offense, just know that unless we say otherwise, they are in the wing T formation every single time. Under 8 minutes to go. The handoff will go to Gritzmacher on the wing back reverse. This time, not fooling Timpanogos. Cougar Peterson, the leading tackler with the stop.
Yeah, Cougar Peterson wasn't fooled on that, Bryce. That's a good play to run, but when you're this deep in the red zone, maybe you need to go back to the play that you had at midfield, the quick out pass, misdirection. Make them think, that you're going away with Gritzmacher and then hit your tight end flat.
That'll bring up 4th down and 5 yards to go. Once again, another big-time 4th down that Tooele is, in fact, going to go for it. Pater under center. He'll turn. Play action. Comes up over the middle. Incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. Incomplete. Couldn't quite connect. And that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because that drive was going so well. Was trying to find his tight end over there. Just didn't work out well for him on that drive overthrow. Even with the fake, they had the lineman fall on the ground, Bryce, and nothing seemed to work on that. Was trying to hit his tight end Hogan on that play and just missed him.
So that means Timpanogos will take over. Already up 14-0 in this ball game. just about their own 15-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go, 6:53 here in the second quarter. Hillstead takes the snap, looking down the sideline, has his wide receiver, and it's caught out near the 45-yard line for the first down.
That's Jamison Jones again, Bryce.
45-yard line.
Great route. Great. And see, that's what I was talking about earlier by Hillstead. But just put a little bit of touch on the ball.
Absolutely. Hillstead, once again, will go back out to Jones on the short side of the field, out near the 50-yard line. And once again, they got that snap off before the chains were even set.
100%. Timpanogos is moving so fast right now. It's difficult for the chain people to even keep up with it.
3-receiver bunch down at the bottom of the field, and immediately we're going to see a procedure penalty.
Yeah, probably going to be a false start right here, going too fast. That's the dangerous of quick tempo offense, is you run into the issue of having false starts. Only the first one tonight, so not too bad.
It will, in fact, be a false start. Austin Heaps, in his 5th season as the head coach of this Timpanogos team, before the season started, told Darnell Dixon of the Daily Herald, quote, "We graduated 90% of our offensive production from last year. Does it look like that?" Absolutely not. As Hillstead rolls out, finds his man across the middle in the zone, out to the 40-yard line for the first down.
Good job by Gabriel Graft again. And what I love about that play, this is a connection, Bryce, that you're going to have to look for all season. When Gabriel was running around, he was already looking back at Hillstead to see where he was going to put the ball. That's some good chemistry between the wide receiver and the quarterback.
Here is Hillstead once again. He'll look out wide open as a wide receiver near the 20-yard line. Makes a man miss and into the end zone for a Timpanogos touchdown. That is Gabe Graff.
39 yards.
Correction on that. Jamison Jones on the touchdown. 3rd touchdown so far this season.
Jamison Jones liked that outside spot, Bryce. I feel bad for Arenado on that play because he just completely got one foot in the ground. He bit on the route, and he slipped him, and he went to the house on it. But Jamison Jones is due. There's a couple of times that he's broken the tackle already in the first quarter, so not surprised he got to the house.
Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up and good. So that'll make it a 21-0 ball game.
21.
5 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And Timpanogos up and rolling early.
Yeah, I said my philosophy, Bryce, with football, just like with any sport, score first, score early, score again. And that's exactly what Timpanogos did. They scored first, they scored early, and then they scored again. And now it's 21-0.
The sun's starting to peek behind the Western Mountains, and you get a nice shot of Mount Timpanogos right there, the namesake of this high school over on the ESPN 960 YouTube channel. It's a beautiful night for some high school football here, Ron.
It definitely is. There's one thing I can say about Utah. I'm a native of Chicago, native of Illinois. Ever since I moved to Utah, Bryce, there's no beautiful sunset than here in Utah. You can see it anywhere. You can see it right here in Orem, Utah. You can see it down in St. George. You can see it up in Salt Lake. It's all beautiful. And you as a native here, you've got to experience that your whole life.
That's exactly right. And some great Utah high school football as toe meets leather. For Timpanogos kicking off from left to right. It'll go out of the back of the end zone. A great kick. I believe that is Harris on the kick. So once again, Ron, Tooele coming out in that offense, down 21-0, likely to do the same thing. But as we mentioned, they've got to get in the end zone and finish drives.
Got to finish drive. That was one of the keys to the game. They've gotten close. They've been twice where they've been so close. The last drive was the closest, but just a slight overthrow was trying to go to his tight end there. I would hit the double reverse right here, throw the defense off actually in the first play.
Here's Pater. He'll hand off to Britton Rosser off the right side, and he gets thrown down. It looked like a horse collar tackle from our vantage point. No flags, though.
Surprised there was no flag, Bryce. It's either a horse collar or a face mask. He got away with something right there because that kid turned all the way around.
Definitely got whipped around, but no flags on the play. About a gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Once again, in the wing T formation, Gus Pater under center for the Tooele Buffaloes. This one goes right up the middle to Britton Rosser. So 2 consecutive carries for Rosser. He is probably approaching the 75-yard carry mark for the season.
He definitely is, and I like how Gritzmacher's in that same formation and is throwing the linebackers off, and the defensive backs, they have to stay on his Bryce. They think the double reverse is coming and is keeping the middle between the tackles right there and the guards open. Keep running that play down the middle. You got 3rd and short here.
Under 5 minutes to go as we head towards halftime in a 21-0 ball game. 3rd and 2 for the Tooele Buffaloes. This one, end around and a reverse back to Gritzmacher. He'll get the first down and a couple more. So we've seen the counter or the wingback reverse a couple of different times, all of them going to Gritzmacher.
That's their bread and butter, Bryce. That's a good play to go to on 3rd down. You ran the ball twice down the middle. You're switching him up on the other side. You don't know if he's going to turn and go block, so you have to be honest. That's the right time to set him up, and now you got a new set of downs.
1st and 10. Clock continues to run under 4 minutes, 30 seconds. This one will go up the middle, and a host of Timpanogos Timberwolves there to meet the ball carrier. Jess King on the tackle for Timpanogos will stop Britton Rosser behind the line.
Good stop right there by King. I wish, Tooele would just maybe have a tight end, just go and sit 5 yards out over the middle, move the defense, make the linebackers stay honest so they don't come downhill that much. And you might actually even get a few more yards because the linebackers are committing to the run game, and you put a tight end right over the middle, that's going to force the defense to adjust.
The unfortunate thing for Tooele is that every time they've tried to hit a quick passing play, Timpanogos has stayed home, and they've been there every single time. Here's a pass as Pater rolls out to the right. Pressure comes now, and he'll just get rid of it towards the sideline. It didn't look like there was really an intended wide receiver, but it'll fall incomplete. So now that brings up 3rd and long once again, and you're going to have to hit it for a big gain here.
Yeah, with the quarterback's arm, he might not be that strong. He had Gritzmacher there in the flat, but he waited too long rolling right. He allowed the defensive back to be able to get there, and he already had an interception there. Didn't want to house it. But yeah, when you want to pass the ball, you got to go quick and know where you're going before the ball snapped.
Back in the wing T formation on 3rd and long. Pater under center. He'll take the snap, roll out to the right. It's that screen play. Clarkson with the catch. He makes a man miss. Got a host of blockers, and out near that first down marker, it looks like he's going to get it on 3rd and long to keep the drive alive.
Ooh, that was a close one, Bryce. He was tiptoeing behind this blocker. Shout out to the Timpanogos defensive back that almost stopped him, almost got there before progress, gives him the first down.
Looked like it was Carter Hall that flew in from that safety position to be able to make the tackle just 1 yard too far for Tooele. Now, a fresh set of downs, and a flag flies, and it's likely going to be in the area of a false start on the Buffs.
Yeah, just went too quickly right here. Everybody wasn't set on the right side of the offense. Some people went before the snap. Good play call, but nobody was set. That's going to result in 5 yards backing you up. And here's the sucky part about this for Tooele. You unfortunately can't take that because of how you're running your offense. You can't take penalties, holding, false starts. That just makes your playbook more difficult to call.
Approaching the 3-minute mark as the clock continues to roll. Pater under center in the wing T. He'll hand it off to Clarkson around the right side, back to the line of scrimmage before he's taken down. I believe Cougar Peterson there in on the tackle for Timpanogos, so as well as a couple of other defenders.
Yeah, Ballard right there was close to getting the holding call. Cougar Peterson had him beat. He lets him go. Good job not getting it. You'd rather keep the spot where you're at than back yourself up 10 more yards.
Now we're under about 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in the second quarter as we're heading into halftime, and Tooele's going to have to pick it up a little bit. Pater takes the snap. He'll hand it off over to Britton Rosser, scampers right side, just beyond the right hash mark, and across the 50-yard line. Now we're going to see a timeout taken. And the referee signaled originally at Tooele, but now he switched it over to Timpanogos.
Yeah, Bryce, so, I don't know if that time I was trying to come before the play or after. A little weird situation. I don't know if they liked the formation they were set up in.
Saw that situation just last night with the Kansas City Chiefs as Steve Spagnuolo sprinted down the sideline to try and get the timeout. They granted it to him. Head coaches are the ones that are supposed to call the timeout at the NFL level.
Yeah, Bryce, I'm not going to lie. Very surprised that that wasn't a 15-yard penalty because I see Steve Spagnuolo running, calling the time. I was like, he can't do that. That has to be Andy Reid, the quarterback, calling that, or someone on the defense has to do that, but surprising.
They gave him the timeout anyway, and you know the rest of that story. This story here, still 21-0 ball game. 2:14 left as Timpanogos took that timeout.
This one has been all Timpanogos, Bryce. Tooele's been able to move the football. They have to be pleased with how they've been able to move it, but back to the keys to the game. Got to finish. It'd be nice to get 7 points on the board before the half is over.
Fans, if you're watching in, make sure you follow us over on Twitter or X at ESPN 960 Sports. You can follow me at Larson Sports as this one in the backfield on 3rd and 2. Goes for no gain, even a loss of 2 about.
3-yard loss on the play.
That's unfortunate, Bryce, because you got a 3rd and 2. You're that close to converting, and then you lose yardage on a play. And they're going to have to go for it here, but that just makes it difficult.
We'll see yet another timeout. I believe Timpanogos took that one. And here's the reason why. 4th and 5. No, Tooele took that one. That was official timeout by Tooele.
Well, whoever takes the timeout is going to benefit at the end of the day, Timpanogos, because if they don't convert right here, you're going to be in.
Exactly.
They're in just outside of midfield, and you got 2 minutes, 9 seconds. With the way Hillstead throws the ball, Jameson has a reception touchdown. The offense is moving for Timpanogos at a high pace right now. You don't have to worry about anything. So if you're right now, let them call the timeout. You telling your defense, hey, it's 4th and 5. Look for the double reverse to Gritzmacher. Hold strong, hold tight. He's not going to throw the football. Watch that reverse screen pass is going to throw it. And then if that happens, you have to be on our toes, because if we stop this right now, we're going into halftime up 28-0 most likely.
2:09 left on the clock. Want to remind you that high school football presented by Intermountain Bobcat right here on the 960 AM dial and over on our ESPN 960 YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. 4th and 5 for Tooele. Drops back to pass. The pressure comes, and this one's just tossed out to avoid the sack. That one will fall incomplete. A great pressure by Jess King off the right side causes the turnover on downs. 2 minutes to go. Timpanogos could score here.
They could. I said that there's a chance they could go up 20-0. Here's their opportunity. Bryce said it before. Look for the double reverse. He tried to fake step, spins out. King came right down that A gap, ready for it. Forced the incomplete pass. Turnovers on downs. Your offense is back on the field now.
So Timpanogos comes back out on the field, led by Hillstead at the quarterback position. He'll turn and fire to his running back, and he scampers out across the 40-yard line and more. Looks like that was Dash McCann on the reception.
McCann for a gain of 11. Good for another. T-Wolf.
Clock continues to run under 2 minutes now. Across the 40 of Tooele, and the T-Wolves are in business. 1st and 10 as Hillstead gets back in the gun. 2 wide receivers out to either side. Now a man in motion. They're going to fake it to the man in motion. Hillstead steps up, fires down the seam. He's got his man. That's Dash McCann. Makes a man miss. Down inside the 10, the 5. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Man, that was so close, Bryce. That's a beautiful seam route that he runs. Great ball by Hillstead. Steps up in the pocket, and Dash almost took that to the house.
Yet another Timpanogos first down. They're within the 5-yard line, and they'll line up in the pistol formation. Now he'll turn, hand it off up the middle. I believe that's Woodbury. Into the end zone for a touchdown. Woodbury's 2nd touchdown on the ground today.
Another strong run by Woodbury. That's 2 for him today, Bryce. He's elusive when he gets the ball in the backfield. And again, with the hurry-up offense, with Dash McCann getting down there on its 2-yard line, the defense for Tooele is tired, running, and they weren't able to keep up. Easy running touchdown.
Harris back on to attempt for the point after. Snaps good, holds good, kick is up and good, and that will make it 28-0. 1 minute, 18 seconds to go in the half. And so far, it's been all Timpanogos, Ron.
It's been all Timpanogos the whole time. They, again, struck early, struck fast, and struck again. And here's the best part about that drive. Bryce, they got that ball for like 2 minutes and 2 seconds. They went down in 40 seconds and scored. That just shows you how fast this offense can hit you. Hillstead is a dynamic passer. He used his legs on a touchdown. They spread the ball out. Quarterback has a rushing touchdown. Running back has 2. Jameson has a touchdown.
Looks like there was a penalty flag that flew after that point after try.
Looks like it was maybe unsportsmanlike conduct, it looked like, after.
So it'll be assessed on the kickoff. So you'll see the placement of the kickoff be a little bit different against Timpanogos, which is actually a big call here, because now Tooele is going to have an opportunity to be able to run back this kick.
This is true, Bryce. The penalty puts you at a disadvantage because now it makes it tough on the kicker. He's been kicking the ball through the end zone. But if you're Tooele right now with the minute 18, You want to take this out and have an opportunity to see what's the best field placement you could get. You could take this to the house. You can set yourselves up. There's a lot of time left still to score. So right now, I'm returning this football as far as I can.
Eric Rojas and Maverick Clarkson back deep to return. This one boomed down near the 5-yard line where Clarkson will take it. Blocking, getting set up. He'll take it out to the right side. Has a step on a couple defenders out past the 30-yard line and pulled down near the 35. It's a good return for Clarkson, but that sets up with 1:09 left in the half. Tooele is going to try and score a touchdown.
Good tackle right there by Hanson, the defensive back, 5'10", 150 pounds. Bryce, if he doesn't get that, he's off the sideline, gone, because there was nobody left to block. So shout out right there. Being able to come from the right side, go left, and make the tackle. That's how you get yourself earning time, playing time on special teams. When you can go right to left and make tackles like that, make plays, you see the field.
So with 1:09 on the clock, Tooele back in the wing T formation. This one goes up the middle. I believe it's Britton Rosser on the carry. That's more than 5 yards, about 6 yards on the carry on first down. Now they're going to have to hurry up. Under a minute, the clock's running.
Got to go quickly right here. You don't have time to huddle. This is killing time on the clock, especially when you're running that wing T. You got to have the play calls already ready to go.
Second down and short. Back in the wing T formation. Handoff goes around the left side. I do believe that's Gritzmacher for the first down. Clock will stop temporarily at 40 seconds. Once the chains get set, it'll start rolling again.
Get your offense set before they set the chains. Know exactly what you're doing. Make sure you're squared away. Clock is going to start right now. You don't have time to get the play call off.
Back under center is Gus Pater. He'll take the snap, hand it up the middle to Rosser, who trips and only gains about 2. Clock runs under 30 seconds to go, 25 and counting, and they're just out to the 50-yard line. They're going to have to hurry it up.
Yeah, they're going to have to take a shot at the end zone, Bryce, unless they want to go that double reverse right now or that screen pass that they normally do. They're not going to have time to maybe even get a play call off. There's a lot of talking going on in that huddle.
No hand signals for Tooele from the sidelines. They're running in the play by wide receivers. A little bit of a flinch, gets away with the false start on the offensive line. He's tackled, and that's how the half will end. The score 28-0 in favor of Timpanogos. And so far, so good for the T-Wolves. They're rolling here tonight.
100% has been all T-Wolves since the ball has basically been kicked off. They scored, I think, in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, and Bryce, and ever since then, it's been quarterback. It's been a running back run for a touchdown, quarterback sneak for a touchdown, Jameson Jones' touchdown catch, and then it's been the running back touchdown again, and that's where we're at, 28-0.
Well, fans, stick around for our halftime show. We'll take a quick break. We'll recap the first half of action. We'll also take a look around the state of Utah and give you some of the scores from around the state of Utah right here. That's next. You're listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one tough animal.
Watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery for athletes. So while others are sidelined by injury, you'll be in the gym or on the court crushing it. At Real Life, use the promo code ESPN960 now to get 20% off your next defense purchase.
Right.
Small businesses, community advocates, and neighbors make up the fabric of our community. As a small business ourselves, PostNet gets to know our neighbors, and we work together to achieve success. We offer quality design, printing, packing, and shipping, but we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we've forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by PostNet today in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, or West Valley City to print your next project or ship a package. Find us at postnet.com.
ESPN 960 just got better. You can now listen to ESPN 960 up and down the entire Wasatch Front on the 105.1 HD2 dial. Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Larson, Cougar Sports with Ben Criddle, Kalani Sitaki, and BYU football. Todd Phillips and Utah Valley basketball, even Major League Baseball and NBA hoops. All of your favorite shows and events are now available on HD Radio. Utah County Sports Station is now ESPN 960 and 105.1 HD2.
When you're watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star...
We welcome you back into the Les Schwab Tires broadcast booth. I'm Bryce Larson alongside my broadcast partner, Ron Weaver III. A 28-0 ball game here at the half between Timpanogos and Tooele. And just to recap the first half of action, look, it's been all Timpanogos on the offensive side of the football. A lot of it has been due to the struggles of one Tooele offense trying to get the ball into the end zone and finishing drives. They've had long, drawn-out drives, tons of yards, Ron, but just can't quite get into the end zone.
Yeah, that's been the biggest difference is Timpanogos has been able to move quick, score first, score fast, and the Tooele offense, not bad play calls, just taking a lot of time off the clock. And then when you have the unfortunate turnover when you get down in the red zone or when you're going for it on 4th and 5 you're on in, that just really has cost them at times this game. And not being able to pass the ball is really a challenge right now. You know, they have the reverse pass that did work, but ever since Timpanogos saw that, they've been sitting on it, so they've been struggling.
Yeah, at some point you become rather predictable on the offensive side of the football if you are Tooele, just because there's not a ton of plays you can run out of that wing T offense, and it becomes a little bit of an issue. And Timpanogos on the defensive side of the football has been able to key on, especially keeping Tooele in third and long situations. They know that they struggle throwing the football. Every time they've tried to throw the football, they drop back, and Gus Pater, the quarterback, has been under a lot of pressure when he tries to throw the football.
100%. The one time where the pass worked was the reverse pass, but again, the offensive line was able to block, sell it, give him time to pass, and they got completed. I even think, again, on the pass he was trying to commit to his tight end, the offensive line didn't give him time, so it was a rush pass. They ended an incomplete pass. Honestly, Bryce, this game is 28-0. This game very well could be 28-21 or 28-14. There are a couple of drives that when Tooele looks back at the first half film, they're going to want back.
They definitely will. And on the other side, it's been all about the Timpanogos offense, as I mentioned, and of course, led by the man himself, Andrew Hillstead, with a touchdown on the ground, couple through the air. But it has also been Hudson Woodbury with 2 touchdowns on the ground for Timpanogos so far. They've gotten down the field really well, and then they just are able to power it in on the ground. 3 touchdowns altogether as a team on the ground.
100%. I like to call it the field of thirds, Bryce, or the law of thirds, they say. When they're in their own on the end of the field, when they're moving from the 20 to the 40 to midfield, they go run a lot, heavy, hurry up offense, gets Tooele defense on the hill. Then when they're in the middle of the field going into their opponents and they work the field, they work the seams, they are able to pass the ball very, very well. Big plays happen. Then once they get back in the red zone, when they get under 10 yards, they go back to the ground game. So they're doing a fantastic job of moving the football, switching it up. They're up 28-0.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Want to remind you we're live here in the Les Schwab Tires booth for tonight's game on the ESPN 960 AM dial. You can also find us over on the ESPN 960 YouTube channel. We're here every single week with the ESPN 960 High School Game of the Week presented by Intermountain Bobcat. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll give you scores from around Region 8 and Region 10 That's next. You're listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960.
Let's hear for a second and third.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one tough animal.
Watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up recovery for athletes. So while others are sidelined by injury,
Welcome back in to Timpanogos High School. I'm Bryce Larson alongside Ron Weaver III. We appreciate you joining us. Currently 28-0 at the half. We're going to take a look at a couple of the scores from around the state of Utah in Region 8 as well as Region 10. Currently at the moment, Provo is up on Salem Hills 7-3 in that game. They're nearing halftime. Payson currently up 10-7 over Mountain View as they host that game down in Payson, Utah. Elsewhere around Region 10, Park City is absolutely blowing out Hillcrest 31-0. That one approaching the half at the moment. Murray and Jordan all knotted up at 7 apiece. And then you have Cottonwood, who is getting routed by Stansbury 41-0. Those are a couple of Region 10 scores. There's a couple of non-region matchups for these two. Of course, Timpanogos and Tooele, a non-region matchup. This one currently at 28-0 at the half. Ridgeline currently up 35-0 over Cedar Valley. And then Snow Canyon taking on Centennial out of the state of Nevada. And they are up 34-3. Snow Canyon leading that one. Elsewhere around the state of Utah, we can take a look at some 6A scores. We'll get crazy up in here. Just down the road at American Fork High School, American Fork leads Riverton 10-3. Mountain Ridge and Lone Peak all knotted up at 10 apiece. That one's interesting. Lone Peak coming off the win against Corner Canyon last week.
100%, Bryce. We saw that when the Corner Canyon beat IMG, Lone Peak had a 21-point lead on one. I think one point is 21-7, finished it out 28-21. But at the end of the day, you know, when you have that hangover, that happens. And guess what? It looks like Lone Peak's kind of in a hangover right now.
Yeah, they definitely are. And we'll see how that one ends up turning out from around the state of Utah. So there's a couple of scores from Region 8 that we're watching here with Timpanogos, and then Region 10 with Tooele. We'll take a quick break yet again, and we'll come back on the other side. We'll finish up our halftime show, and we'll get into the rest of this game. Timpanogos currently leads it 28-0, and you are watching Utah High School football presented by Intermountain Bobcat. They're located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake City. Intermountain Bobcat, helping homeowners and contractors conquer their projects since 1995. Stick around for our post-game show where we're going to name a Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game. Our post-game show brought to you by our friends over at PostNet. It's the PostNet post-game show. Check out PostNet in Spanish Fork, 826 Expressway Lane in Spanish Fork. They can help you out if you want free Amazon returns. You can just let them know ESPN 960 sent you, and they'll help you with free Amazon returns. They can also help you with all of your shipping, your printing, laminating. Ron, if you want your face on a mug or a T-shirt, head on into PostNet in Spanish Fork. They can get you hooked up.
I might have to do that, man.
Absolutely. Any team swag that you want, a Timpanogos sweater or anything like that, they can help you print that out as well. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back on the other side with the second half action starting back up 28-0 right here at Timpanogos High School as the T-Wolves lead Tooele on ESPN 960.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along the way. At PostNet, we're on a first-name basis with our customers. Stop by one of our Utah PostNet locations today. You'll be greeted with a friendly attitude, experienced professionals, and the very best service. When you need it done right, get into PostNet in Draper, North Salt Lake, Spanish Fork, and West Valley City, and let them design and print your next project, ship a package, and so much more. Find us at postnet.com.
Are you looking for equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Intermountain Bobcat. Located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake, we offer a wide range of Bobcat equipment. From compact tractors and mowers to loaders and excavators, we have what you need to get the job done right. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, the strength, toughness, and reliability of Bobcat equipment is perfect for your next construction or landscaping projects. Visit your local Intermountain Bobcat dealership and find equipment that can handle any job. Bobcat, one tough animal.
Watching your favorite football team, it really stinks when your star receiver is doubtful. But you know what stinks even more? When you are doubtful. There's nothing worse than a terribly timed injury. That's why defense drinks were scientifically formulated to reduce injury risk and speed up.
28-0 is your score as we're getting ready for the second half of action and the team's getting back out on the field, getting ready to warm back up, and it's probably going to be a little bit longer until we get a kickoff for the second half as the refs are gathered closer to the 20-yard line or so. So as we get ready to get the second half of action started here at Timpanogos High School, Ron, if you are the Tooele Buffs and you are the head coach, BJ Hunter for Tooele, what's your speech to the team at halftime, knowing that it's going to be a pretty big hill to climb in the second half with the way that you run your offense, but hey, maybe it's not too far out of reach?
Yeah, the message definitely is, hey, we could turn this ball game around. Like, right, our offense has moved the whole game. We're not playing bad at all. We just need to make sure that we capitalize off on these drives. Like, we had a play go to the house. We had a call back for holding. We had a reverse play that went for 30-plus yards. Like, we're in this ball game. Like, we can compete. So I think that's the key, is letting them know, like, hey, we're still in this ball game. The offense is moving. When we get in the red zone, we have to finish. We can't take penalties. We can't turn the football over.
So far, Tooele has turned the ball over once. Each team has turned the ball over once. Timpanogos had a strip sack fumble where they turned the ball over. Tooele ended up throwing an interception. Robert Parsons on the interception took it down to about the 5-yard line, but there was a hold on the play, so it got brought back a little bit. Ended up scoring off of that one interception. So we've got a couple of candidates for our Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game so far. Robert Parsons, the defensive back for Timpanogos, being one of them, Ron.
100%. Again, unfortunate because that play got called back, but still, it finished with a touchdown run. So I was like to see turnovers turn into points. Still a turnover to turn into 7 points, so that's good for your offense right now. He's definitely leading candidate, I think, right now. And Bryce, we've seen this a couple of weeks that we've covered high school football. We've seen a guy who's had a pick have another pick. So it's very possible that he might get a second one and get to the house this time.
And it would not be surprising or shocking in the slightest to see Tooele come out and sling the pill just a little bit more. I know they've struggled when they've dropped back to throw it. They haven't had a lot of time to pass. But you got to get a little bit more creative if you are Tooele on the offensive side of the football. You come into this one at 1-2 overall. You're on the verge of going 1-3 and starting the season off pretty poorly. You want to get a win under your belt and maybe a second half comeback, even if you don't eclipse that and be able to come all the way back. Some momentum going forward here in the second half could help you next week in your next game.
100%. And I see Gus Pater warming up on the sideline, Bryce. He can throw the ball strike down the middle. I think, like you said earlier, the offensive line's just not giving him time to block, and he can't throw a pass. And maybe that's something that's limiting your playbook, is that your offensive line's struggling right now.
We will see what the game plan is. Timpanogos will be kicking off to start second half of play, and they'll kick off from left to right as you hear it right here on the 960 AM dial, and as we see it over on the ESPN 960 YouTube channel. Now, one thing that looking back on previous games that went back and did a little bit of research on, we have seen a couple of onside kicks. I wonder if either one of these two teams would try a little squib or an onside kick at any point. For Tooele, it would make a lot of sense. This one pounded and will go into the end zone for a touchback.
Kick off the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, high school rules, when it passes, it automatically is just a touchback. Tooele was trying to run it back there, but like it seemed pretty juice coming out of the half. But I agree with you, Bryce. If they go score right here, go down, however much time they want to take off the clock, and they score, I think they definitely would surprise Timpanogos for an onside kick. So be prepared to see what happens after this drive.
1st and 10 for Gus Pater and the Tooele Buffs. As they come back out, we'll see if they come out in that wing T formation, and indeed they do. Handoff goes around the side. That's Clarkson. He's going to get the edge and dash out for 5 or 6 yards.
Great run by there. Bryce, I like the play call. I know that, and again, this is what we talked about during our halftime show. Switching up, probably thinking they were going to go down the middle, but they go outside on it, able to get around the corner. Short yardage now in second.
That's exactly where you want to be in this offense as they come back out. Once again in the wing T formation, one wide receiver out wide. An injured T-Wolf limping off of the field late after that play. That is number 11, Hunter, as he tries to make his way to the sideline. No penalty on the play, but that was a run off to the right side and stopped short. It'll make it 3rd and 1 for Tooele.
Yeah, Jace Hunter injured on that play right there. Part of that defensive backfield. Don't like to see that every Timpanogos.
Now the QB sneak, and it's going to be a close one. He might not have got it, although his forward progress looks to be right at that 30-yard line. We'll see if they give him forward progress.
There's going to be a nice spot if they do move the chains on this, Bryce. He's close to it, and I think he got it.
Gus Pater on the QB sneak up the middle, and he will be awarded the first down. So that's a good sign for this Tooele offense as we get under 11 minutes in this third quarter. 28-0 for Timpanogos here at Timpanogos High School in Orem, Utah. Pater under center in the wing T. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off. He's met immediately. Number 8, Carter Hall, to fill the hole. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Carter Hall. Bring it out.
It's Britton Rosser off the left side.
I would like to see him switch it up right here, Bryce. Go to a flat or a check down throw really quickly to your right receiver to see what you can get one-on-one.
Back at it again. They'll hand it off to Clarkson off that right side, and he'll gain about 4 yards and make it 3rd and short. 3rd and about 2.
Charleston doing a good job right now of keeping his feet moving, Bryce, and getting down. This is what they didn't have in the first half. On already 2 drives, they've had 3rd and short compared to last half where he was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. You can convert these.
Yes, you can, and we'll see if they go back up the middle. They're going to go around and give it off to who else but Gritzmacher as he goes around the corner and gains the first down and a couple extra.
He hit a different gear when he got the ball again, Bryce, and Timpanogos was not ready for that at all. And that's what you do when you run the outside runs. You're switching it up. Your quarterback's able to get involved. Now you keep the defense on their heels.
Big number 77, Cyrus Goreka running off the field. He's able to get off the field. Here's another handoff, and it'll go for 5 yards before the ball carrier is upended in the middle of the field. Now under 9:20 to play here in the third, 28-0 Timpanogos.
I'm okay with this drive right now, Bryce. Roster being gritty, getting about 4 or 5 yards on that. Again, play calling is way better. I think Tooele is playing with a different fight and grit that they didn't have in the first half.
He'll go with the end around. He'll cut it up, and Clarkson is stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1. So now we'll see something interesting. First time that Tooele on this drive has gotten into a little bit of a 3rd and longer situation. It'll be about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 yards to go.
100%, Bryce. 3rd and 7, Bryce, and this is where they were last half, where they really struggled to not be able to pass the football effectively. We'll see what they come out with if they go that screen pass or if they go the double reverse.
Pater under center. He'll hand it off up around the side. Once again, that's Gritzmacher, who gets pulled down from behind, and he's asking for the horse collar penalty because he was pulled down by the upper shoulder pads.
Yeah, definitely, Bryce. I think the refs missed one. He's talking to the ref right now as they're going back and forth. And I agree. I think they missed one right there. When a guy is that fast and you can't tackle him, you start going behind and tugging, you got to either give a warning or give something, because if he doesn't pull him, that's a first down.
Now, it depends on whether it was just a jersey pull, which might be the explanation there, or if he actually got inside that collar of the shoulder pad. It's a big difference between the two. One ends up being a penalty, and the other one, you could get away with it. 4th down and 7 yards. Back in the wing T formation, and we're going to see a timeout by B.J. Hunter, the head coach of the Tooele Buffs. Wanted to see what Timpanogos was going to come out in on the defensive side. They're going to talk about it.
Definitely some confusion there, too. B.J. Hunter was not happy with whatever the offense set up in, because Gritzmeyer actually comes off the field on that play. And, you know, you wonder, with how great he's been on average and 12 yards per carry, running the football nicely today, why would you bring him off the field? Coach calls a timeout. Something wasn't right. But, again, never a bad idea to talk about it because, again, back to where they were in the first half, right? At midfield, Timpanogos can strike quick in 40 seconds or less. You got to make sure you know what your play call is.
7:41 to go. Do want to remind you, we'll name our Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the Game. Head on over to defensedrinks.com to get your 20% off your order using the coupon code ESPN960. 4th and long for the Tooele Buffs. Pater takes the snap. It'll be a sweep. He's going to look to throw. He'll pull up and throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. About 5 yards short of his intended wide receiver on the wingback pass. That was Eric Rojas on the throw, and it fell incomplete. A turnover on downs.
Yeah, you don't want to turn the ball over there right there at midfield, giving the ball back to Timpanogos. But, hey, it happens. I don't actually think that play call was bad, Bryce. I just don't think the football was able to get there. The wide receiver had both defensive back speed. If you could have a better throw, maybe you give your offense a better chance.
And I believe that was Nick Ariano, the intended wide receiver, streaking down that far sideline. So now Timpanogos will take over. We'll see how aggressive they are. They've got a 4 wide receiver set to the bottom side, short side of the field, ball on the right hash mark just past the 50-yard line. This one, a screen play out to the sideline, about 10, 15 yards gained, and he'll spill out of bounds.
What a screen pass right there, Bryce. They go bunch formation with 4 wide receivers over there. They go to Moman over there. He catches it, and he's just able to take it. Moman is a big wide receiver down there for him.
2 wide receivers set. Now the Sun to man in motion. It's going to be on the end around. He'll turn it upfield across the 30-yard line. That is Parker Harvey on the carry.
Parker Harvey got some speed right there. Was able to beat 2 or 3 defenders to get a couple of more yardage, close to a first down right here, Bryce.
And I say on the carry, that actually goes down as a pass in the stat category.
It does. A lot of people think that's a run play. That is actually a pass play.
Now under 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and Timpanogos is driving. Hillstead will drop back. Some pressure comes. He'll throw it across the middle. Has a man. And it's pulled down, but incomplete right at the last second. That's Gritzmacher, a great defensive play. He does it on the offensive and defensive side of the football.
What a pass breakup by Gritzmacher. Not a big guy going up on that big receiver. And he had it, Bryce. That was a touchdown if Graff was able to hold it. And way to get the pass breakup on it.
So Timpanogos will line back up. 3 receivers set to the wide side of the field. 3rd down and short to go. They'll hand it off up the middle. And it looks like they're going to be right at that line to gain. So we'll see where forward progress and if they will give him the first down or not. Under 7 minutes to play.
Even if they don't give him the first down, Bryce, if it's a 4th, you got to believe with Hillstead in the offense, they're going for it.
That was Dash McCann up the middle, and he did, in fact, get enough for the first down. So Timpanogos will line back up. 3 receivers set to the wide side of the field. Ball on the left, hash mark 1st and 10 inside their own 30-yard line. Hillstead takes the ball, throws it way out to the sideline. That was a 40-yard pass to the opposite sideline, incomplete, out of bounds.
Yeah, one of the rare overthrows that you don't get. Every quarterback's due for one. Maybe some miscommunication there, but a good chance to reset right now. On 2nd and 10, you still got the momentum going into the end zone.
And snap shack will be two. Big down and get your last minute snap.
Stacked receiver set to the bottom side of the field and the wide side as the flag flies. It looks like it's likely to be false start on Timpanogos.
A little sloppy right now in this drive for Timpanogos, trying to get their footing, obviously. Tooele Bryce did a good job of taking a lot of time off the clock, even though they weren't able to get past midfield. So just right now, a couple of things, they're just trying to get back in the groove of it. They just need a couple of plays, a couple of run plays, and I think they'll be back to where they were.
Fans, you'll see a QR code in the bottom right-hand side of your screen that flips through all of our logo sponsors. Don't forget to scan that QR code and support our sponsors. Click on some of those links. See if they can help you out. This time, Hillstead, under pressure, flips it out to the opposite side. Tried to find Dash McCann, but it falls incomplete under heavy pressure there.
Very heavy pressure. Good job by the defense right there. Up there. He got Barrett over there. A class member this year was able to put pressure, able to get the stop right there.
About 6 minutes, 7 seconds after the incomplete pass stops the clock. 3rd and 15 for Timpanogos. Hillstead will dump it off to his running back out of the backfield to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and 5, 6 more end up being short of the first down marker. But I would not be surprised if they get up, go fast, and go for it. And that's exactly what Timpanogos is going to do on 4th down.
100%. You got all the momentum. You trust your offense. Why not? Good job by Woodbury to get the change to like 4th and 5.
A late substitution as Leuga comes out onto the field. A 3-receiver set to the wide side of the field. Ball on the left hash. In the gun is Hillstead. They do the hard count. And for the 2nd time tonight, Tooele jumps.
Got to be more disciplined in that. You got to know that's the same time as you got to recognize the personnel. The last time that it jumped off, they brought in the same wide receiver as well. Same package, same look. The only difference is it was on the left side. Now it's on the right side. Tooele has to be more disciplined because you could have got a stop there, gotten the ball back, but instead it's a first down now with new set of downs.
And now we are going to get a timeout from the Timpanogos coaching staff. Austin Heap, the 5th-year coach, wants to talk it over. Ron, earlier in the game, I talked about Austin Heaps, and he talked to our good friend Darnell Dixon of the Daily Herald for the season preview of this Timberwolves team. He mentioned that they graduated about 90% of their offensive production from a season ago. It doesn't look like it, though.
No, it definitely doesn't. I mean, the quarterback has already thrown for 1,300 yards, Bryce, 14 touchdowns. The running back, has 2 touchdowns today. McCall, you got Jamison Jones has a touchdown reception. Bryce, I disagree with that. It doesn't look like he graduated anybody. He's picking up right where he was last year.
We talked about how good Andrew Hillstead's been all season long as the teams break the huddles and head out. Hillstead, with his 1,300 yards coming into this game, he leads 4A in passing touchdowns and yards, as we mentioned. The next closest guy is Everett Kelling of Cedar City with 10 touchdowns on the season. And on the passing yards category, Levi Shaw of Pineview has 1,088 yards. So Hillstead has 300 more yards than the next closest quarterback in the 4A classification this year.
That's crazy.
Hillstead will drop back to pass over the middle. Wide open is his wide receiver down near the 5-yard line. A great play across the middle. Dash McCann, he's been everywhere on the field tonight.
He definitely has. Dash has been a big part of his offense. I like the utility guys like Taysom Mills. I can catch, I can run, I can do everything.
Now we'll have stacks on either side for both wide receivers. Hillstead will keep it himself, prance around, and then he's met close to the original line of scrimmage.
Good play right there by the Tooele defense to come downhill to not allow him to get that off. That was a good tackle right there that you see there from. That's what you want to see from your defense.
Great crowd out on hand to watch these two teams. Actually, a pretty good contingent of Tooele fans made the drive out to Orem tonight. Once again, the 2 wide receivers stack. He'll throw it out to his running back out of the backfield. He'll scamper around, make a couple guys miss. And for another touchdown tonight, Hudson Woodbury. He has 2 on the ground, now 1 through the air.
What a cutback, Bryce. That was a flat route. Looked like it was going to be stopped. 3 defenders in the area right there. What does he do? He stops, makes 1 guy miss, takes on 2, is able to break tackles. I said it earlier, you keep the legs moving. That kid has a lower extremity, very that strong. Way to get into the end zone for sure.
Very shifty. Mr. Hudson Woodbury came into this game 36 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has 3 touchdowns tonight alone.
Wow.
No good with 5.
2 on the ground, 1 through the air.
Clemson 0.
The hat trick, Bryce. I don't think they use that in football, but that's the hat trick. Miss PAT, by the way.
So that'll mean it'll be 34-0 for Timpanogos. 5:10 left on the clock here in the third quarter, and this one's starting to get a little bit ugly. Likely to see the running clock for the rest of this game. And the way that Tooele runs that wing T offense, they're going to grind a lot of clock as they march the ball down the field here in the third and fourth quarters.
100%. And I don't think that Timpanogos is going to come off the gas at all. I think they're going to keep running their offense through the rest of this quarter and through the fourth quarter. This one has already gotten out of hand, Bryce, but this may very well be a 50-point shutout by the time the evening's over.
So if Andrew Hillstead continues to average what he's averaging, about 440 yards per game through the air, and then about 4.5 to 5 touchdowns through the air per game, I think he's a little bit short of that mark tonight as Tooele takes the return right up the middle. That's Clarkson. And he'll be thrown down just across the 30-yard line. So as I was saying, is if Hillstead continues the way he's gone so far this season, averaging 4.5 to 5 touchdowns per game through the air and about 440 yards per game through the air, which is pretty crazy. I don't know if he can sustain that the entire season.
That's difficult to do.
He will be able to get close to Christian Stewart's 2007 record that he set as the Timpanogos quarterback back in 2007. That would be incredible. This time a pass from Tooele out past the 50-yard line and into Timpanogos territory. A great play on the rollout by Pater.
100%. Pater makes a very, very, very good pass, Bryce, right out there to one of his wide receivers. You love to see that. He finds Rosser actually over there as his tailback. You like to see that, Bryce, and mixing it up. And that's what we talked about. Look at what happens when they gave one pass play. They got like 20 yards on that play.
This time on the end around, gets out close to the 40-yard line on first down. So it'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Tooele.
I like how they're moving offense. Honestly, Bryce, I know that you love running the wing tee, but see what happens when you give your quarterback enough time to throw. He can make passes.
And just a reminder, if you're checking us out over on the ESPN 960 YouTube page, we've got an unofficial clock. We try to keep it as close to the official game time as possible, but just hang out with us as we try and get it as accurate as we possibly can. That one on the end around. So right now we're approaching the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Right here, I want to see Tooele go back to that pass play that they had or something different. If you're going to run your double reverse, this might be it, but you got to convert here on the first down. You haven't gotten to the red zone, going back to the first.
3rd and 3 for Tooele. The handoff goes to Rosser off the right side. He will have enough to gain for the first down and more. And a new set of chains for the Buffs.
Crosses the 35, brought down to the 34. Brought down by Yosefo. 1st and 10, Buffalo.
Good run right there, Bryce. They moved the chains. I like how this drive is going for Tooele. They might be able to get 7 out of this.
1 E3 Energy Cubes keys to the game. Finished drives. We'll see if Tooele can do it this time. They haven't been able to do it yet tonight.
Just
a false start.
Bad false start right there by number 22. Just jumped the play early. Got to be disciplined there.
And it looked like they were going to give him some leeway. If they would have gotten the snap off a little bit earlier, they were late to throw those flags.
100%.
Barrett jumped and started running the play a little bit early. And it took about 2 or 3 seconds for everybody to realize that he wasn't going in motion, but he was actually
running,
trying to run the play.
And trying to go block on the opposite side and take the edge rusher out. Yeah.
It's back in the wing T formation. Pass out to the left side, makes a man miss and sprints down the sideline, out across the 20-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for the Buffs.
That is exactly what I'm talking about, Bryce. Roll out, throw it in the flat, get the chains moving, and look what happened. They were able to get another big first down, Bryce, play off of that because of what? They rolled out, let your players make plays.
Clarkson on the reception from out of the backfield, a tailback on that one. Now we have a penalty flag that flies. See what the call is. You can see the referee right there on your screen on the YouTube channel.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Buffaloes.
Now you're going to have an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Buffaloes.
You can't have that, Bryce. After that big flat yard run where you get down, you can't have an unsportsmanlike conduct. You can't say anything to the ref, the other players. You got to take it and keep stepping. That just puts you back right where you were before.
Now it's 1st and 25. Just about the 33-yard line for the Buffs heading in. So they go right to left as we see it, and you hear it on the 960 AM dial and over on the ESPN 960 YouTube page. Tater's done well. I'm curious to see if they allow him to drop back and throw a couple more times. He's done great in the second half thus far. So Tooele will jog up to the line, back in the wing T formation. Snap. Goes off the right side to Clarkson. He'll make a man miss. Dive back inside, just off the right hash. And it'll be good for about a gain of 4. 2:45 left on the clock in the third quarter. A 34-0 ball game. It'll bring up 2nd and 20. So Tooele's going to have to get at least half of that back here to have a shot on 3rd down. This one goes up the middle, and it's going to be right at the line of scrimmage, just off the right side. I believe that was Rosser.
Good job. Good job by Lecefo right there to come downhill in that linebacker spot again and to make the stop. Lecefo on the stop.
20.
That will bring up 3rd and 20. The clock ticks under 2 minutes in a 34-0 ball game. Back in the wing T formation. They'll hand it up the middle. Rosser on the carry. And he'll scamper for about a gain of 4 to 5.
They're keeping the offense out on the field. It's desperate. They're in desperation mode, Bryce, as they've taken a lot of time off the clock here in the third. They have to convert right here. But it's manageable, though, this 4th down. The question is, what are they going to go? Are they going to go their heavy personnel? Will they go their double reverse? Or are they going to go and they go their screen pass here?
Earlier, we saw Eric Rojas come in. It actually looks like they're going to try for the field goal in this situation. So on to kick. I do believe that is Wilcox back to kick. Yes, it is. It is Wilcox, Franklin Wilcox. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is up. And it is good. So Tooele gets on the board with a minute left in the third quarter to make it a 34-3 ball game. They took the points there, Ron.
100%. I think there are a few times in the first quarter where they maybe wanted to go for it on 4th and get down and get the touchdown. They definitely have had the ability to be able to take the points, but that's a positive sign. Yes, you're down 34-3, but maybe going into next week, you want to see your offense continue to move the ball. For the fact that you're able to come away with 3 on this drive shows that the next time you get the ball, you can go down and score the whole way.
And what a great opportunity for Franklin Wilcox to get out there, show what he's got in that leg. That thing was boomed, and it would have been good for another 10 to 20 yards beyond that. So great job by Franklin Wilcox to put that one up and through. It'll make it 34-3. Now, I would not be surprised to see a little bit of an onside kick, maybe a pooch kick here. If you're down 34-3, see if you can get the ball back. Wilcox comes up, and he will boot it deep. This one goes into the end zone and out the back. I'll tell you what, though. Franklin Wilcox might have a future in kicking the football at the next level.
Not even a question, Bryce. I mean, that snap was not good. Nice by the holder to able to get it, bring it back for him to get a foot on it. He still was able to knock it through within some. I think he hits that from about, maybe 40. He could have hit that from 50.
And that kickoff went through the back of the end zone. It wasn't 5 yards deep in the end zone. It went through the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Bryce, you want to talk about high school football right now? There's a lot of kickers committing. BYU has a couple 4-stars, a couple 5-star kids. Cannon Devers. There's a lot of guys that can kick right now in the state of Utah that are committing to schools.
Timpanogos looks towards the sideline, a 4 wide receiver set in a bunch formation. It is caught, and he scampers out towards the 30-yard line.
Michael Johnson. Off the right side. It's a 10-yard gain.
10-yard gain and a first down for Timpanogos. Hillstead takes the snap. He'll throw it out to the sideline. Dances around, makes a couple people miss. That is Gabe Graff on the reception.
Haven't heard from Gabe Graff a lot in the second half. Kind of don't need to, though. You know, your running back has been doing work. You got Cash. What is it? Cash McClain has been doing work as well. Woodbury, you know, that's good to spread the ball around. Take a lot of pressure off your receivers.
Empty set for Hillstead. He drops back to pass, fires towards that far sideline. Makes a man miss, makes two men miss, and then gets hit late and a flag flies. So he stepped out of bounds, and then the Tooele player didn't realize he stepped out of bounds. He came back in, and then that's when the push occurred. It is going to be a late hit penalty.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because he's coming thinking he's still doing it. He tried to pull up his momentum, but it was too late. Already committed that's going to be an extra 15, and that only helps Timpanogos at this point.
So the clock will stop at 16 seconds here in the third quarter in a 34-3 ball game. I think in the fourth quarter, we're going to see a lot of reserves come in. So stick with us. We're pulling out the rosters.
That was Harvey on the reception right there. His first reception of the day.
Once again, back in the gun. Two wide receivers to either side. One running back in the backfield. Hillstead will take the snap, drops back, looks over the middle, has a guy, but coming over and making the play on the ball. Believe once again that is Gritzmacher on the defensive side of the football.
Gritzmacher, man, he does it all right now. I know that we talk about, you know, that Roberts might be the defensive player of the game. Gritzmacher, man, that's two big time, not two, take it back, three big time pass breakups. He's had one in the middle, one on the edge, and one on the end zone as well.
Great job at that safety position. Now this one goes down the sideline, and it's overthrown. I believe that was Graff, the intended receiver.
Andrew Hillstead has a future, Bryce, at playing at the next level of quarterback. Once he gets with the right coaches and everything, I know he's a little bit rushed. He's very young, strong arm. That overthrow ball, he's going to get that right, I'm telling you.
I believe just a sophomore, young Andrew Hillstead, transfer from Skyridge High School. He'll take the snap, hand it off to Woodbury up the middle. He makes a man miss and bounces it outside, then is met on the sideline. Big time hit.
Good for another.
It's good for a first down. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be back on the other side. 34-3. You're listening to ESPN 960 and high school sports right here on ESPN 960.
PostNet, we offer quality printing, packing, and shipping services. But we pride ourselves most on the quality relationships we forged along.
Niamatololo, the head coach of the San Jose State Spartans. I want to go back to 2015 where it was widely reported that you were in the running to become the head coach at BYU.
I wasn't looking to go anywhere. I was happy. You know, I've been in this profession long enough that the grass wasn't always greener. But when the BYU opportunity came, it was different. Just being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it was different. So I knew that I wanted to take a look at it. The people there were awesome. You know, but in the end, you know, it had to work out for both sides. You know, from their side and from my side. Ultimately, it didn't work out, but it worked out for the best. Kalani's doing an awesome job. Kalani's a good friend of mine. And like I said, I'm a spiritual person. I just believe that the Lord has a way of working things out. And it worked out for the best for both of us, you know, for them and at BYU with Kalani and for me and my family.
To find out what was said next, download the Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Larson podcast anywhere you get your podcasts.
Final 12 minutes to go, a 34-3 ball game. I'm Bryce Larson. Ron Weaver III by my side right here on the 960 AM dial over on the ESPN 960 YouTube page. You can follow us on Twitter at ESPN 960 Sports for the latest high school sports updates as well. Snap taken by McKay Hillstead to start off the fourth quarter. He'll throw it out to the right side. Caught, makes a man miss on the tackle, and a touchdown for Timpanogos.
That's going to be LaPre on that, Bryce. The wide receiver is 6'4". The 6'4", 2026 class wide receiver beats his man on a simple catch and go route right there.
Made a guy miss on the tackle. Able to score it, get a house call with 11:52 left on the clock. Currently makes it 40-3, and now the PAT up and good, so it'll be 41-3
Eagles 41.
here in the fourth quarter.
Time fans on your feet for the fight zone.
They've spread the ball around great tonight, Bryce. That's a touchdown rush for Hillstead, a touchdown pass. That's 3 rushing touchdowns for Woodbury, and a touchdown catch by Jamison Jones. A lot of guys getting involved tonight, and you like that. And the best part about it, Graff hasn't had to do a lot this second half, which you love. You love relying on everybody on your team. That shows that you have a lot of weapons.
Yeah, you can afford to give a couple guys maybe a little bit more of a rest as you head into region play next week. Timpanogos will be taking on Uinta on the road. So quite the road trip to get out to Uinta in Region 8 play. Tooele next week on the road at Cottonwood. Definitely a game that Tooele could win.
Yep. Tooele definitely has the capability to be able to compete, Bryce. They've been competitive in this game, although it hasn't gone their way. They just, back to the keys of the game, did not finish drives. Bad penalties. Weren't able to open the playbook up. But if they were able to convert tonight, this would be a closer ballgame than people think.
We're going to get the running clock the rest of the way. This one's shorter, and it's going to be able to be returned, but it is muffed on the return. And a gaggle of Timpanogos Timberwolves there to make the tackle within the 5-yard line. So a little bit of a mishap on the return.
Yeah, Bryce was going to say he was tackled by the entire kickoff team because by the time he looked up, he had 5 guys there.
I guess the correct thing to say there would be the pack of Timberwolves on the tackle.
You know how it is when wolves travel in packs.
Dangerous animals. And the Timberwolves have been dangerous here tonight. 11:40 as the clock rolls inside Tooele's 5-yard line back in the wing T formation. This one handed up off the right side of that formation, and it'll be a gain of 3 to 4. A little bit tougher from this vantage point now for us to check numbers, so we'll keep you updated as best we can. That one, Clarkson on the carry.
Not going to lie right there, Bryce. Great block by that tight end on the edge right there because that edge rusher was coming down. If he misses that block, that might have been a safety.
Pater back under center. He'll turn, hand it off around the left side on the wing back end around. I believe that was Gritzmacher. From that wing back position off the right side.
3rd and 6, Bryce. You really want to have a good play call right here to convert your first down. You don't want to go for it on 4th down this deep in your own territory. It did not work out well last time, so maybe the double reverse comes, maybe the short pass in the flat. Got to get a good one right here.
3rd and 2. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Rosser up the middle. And it will. Right up the middle. He'll get a gain of 4, and it'll be good enough for a Tooele first down.
Able to move the chains right there for sure. Good play call. Run right off there on your best guard line. Your guard right there, your tight end, and you're able to get the first down.
That wouldn't be surprised, as you mentioned, to see maybe something over the middle. Barrett has been a little bit quiet. Ariano usually get a little bit of a spot pass right across the middle of the field. So watch out from that tight end position. Now Gritzmacher in motion. He's going to get the pitch on the wing back sweep. He'll make one guy miss and get out close to the 30-yard line where he's going to get more than enough for the first down.
That's a good play call right there, Bryce. Normally they run that double fake. Instead of running double fake, they push him out of the backfield and give him just a nice quick pitch right there. And he's able to follow 2 blockers and get the first down and move the chains.
1st and 10, Tooele.
1st and 10 for Tooele as the clock continues to tick down. Now under 9.5 minutes left in this ball game. Pater will take the snap. He'll fake the pitch and hand it off up the middle. Rosser will go for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, Kiki with the carry.
Coming up on 9 minutes left in a 41-3 ball game. 2nd down and 6 yards to go. talk about the future for these teams. We'll give you a little bit of an update on each one of these regions and where the standings stand at here in just a second. This one a pitch to Gritzmacher. He'll go around the left side trying to get the edge, but he'll get torn down near the original line of scrimmage for a gain of 0.
Hey, at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage again. That play was supposed to be a 3 to 4 yard loss, Bryson. He's able to jump out the way out of, off his backside and make the defender miss and get back to the line of scrimmage.
So these are two 4A foes, a non-region game tonight. Tooele coming from Region 10, Timpanogos from Region 8 in the 4A classification. Spader gets under center. He'll drop back to pass. He'll launch it deep. Has a man wide open, has a step on him, and it's caught across the 30-yard line for a first down.
Peyton Cook. And
Cook with the reception
26-yard line.
down to the 26-yard line. And excuse me if I'm wrong here, that might not have been Gus Pater tossing that football in the backfield. Let me double check on that number. Pater's back in the game. This one will go left side to Clarkson. He'll trip. So it might have been Pater dropping back to throw that football.
It definitely looked like it was Pater dropping back to make that pass. Bryce, that was the thing. When he was warming up on the sideline for the second half, he was throwing the football. I think, like we said, the offensive line just wasn't giving him time to block because he makes a perfect pass right there.
It also could have been Ryan Durfee.
It could have as well. Robert Parsons was in coverage there. The guy that had the interception was trying to make a read on it but couldn't get to it. Again, nicely thrown ball by whoever it was there.
Back under center. We know now it is Pater under center. He'll hand it off up the middle. Britton Rosser on the carry. Out to the original line of scrimmage after the loss on first down.
It's obviously 2-down territory for them. So you want to have your not two best play calls, but two play calls that you feel very comfortable with right here that you can get the first down with. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to run that reverse right here, Bryce, in the red zone to try to catch Timpanogos right now, or if they would have run that screen pass to get some yardage.
Yeah, we could see a sweep, anything to get Gritzmacher out with that elite speed. He's lined up on the left side of the formation. He'll drop back. Now Pater's going to toss the ball. He tosses it out back towards the left side. What a toss from Pater. And he hits pay dirt for the touchdown. Tooele into the end zone for the first time today.
See, that's exactly what we talk about. You want to have one of your best play calls. Bryce, that was a beauty. Everybody went with Gritzmacher, got the linebacker and the defensive back caught in a position. Beautiful dime by Pater. Hits Charleston right there in the flat. Charleston has that elusive speed, as we know, able to take it to the house. Caught the ball. Nobody was there. Beautiful play call by the coach. The defense was out of position.
And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about threading the needle. There was only one place that Pater could put that, and it was right where he did, in between the defender and into his wide receiver Clarkson's arms for the touchdown through the air.
Bryce,
so the point after try is good. That makes it 41-10.
Bryce, you kind of wonder what was going on maybe with Tooele's play calling, because if Pater is able to make both of those passes, let's just give him the first one as well. Maybe, you could have been a little bit more, competitive with passing the football early, because late here, if those are two great passes, you like that from your young quarterback.
Yeah, he's looking good, especially on this drive. It's a fantastic drive down the field. Fans want to remind you to stick around for the PostNet post-game show. We'll be naming the Defense Drinks Defensive Player of the game. I want to tell you a little bit about our friends over at Defense Drinks. They're proud sponsors, not only Utah high school football, but they have a lot of name, image, and likeness deals with BYU student athletes and other student athletes around the state of Utah. You can check out Defense Drinks online at defensedrinks.com, and you get 20% off your order using the ESPN 960 code at defensedrinks.com. So 20% off your order, ESPN 960 at checkout on defensedrinks.com. You can also scan that QR code and find their link to defensedrinks.com right there in the bottom right hand of your corner of the screen on the YouTube stream. That kick goes out of the back of the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for Timpanogos. Curious to see if we get some backups or reserves out here in a 41-10 ball game with 6:29 to go here.
And I think that's what they're talking about right now, Bryce. I think they're trying to figure out what guys do they want to send out there. I don't think they want to send the number one guys out as guys are headed out there.
We'll see who trots out.
Definitely they're sending the backup guys. Yep.
we'll stick with this here. We're going to try and get you some numbers at who's in charge. Be number 18 in the gun.
Looks like Hollow 2028 class, 5'9" quarterbacks out there.
With the play fake, he'll keep it himself on the read option, gain a couple. That was, in fact, Holloway.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Yeah, it looks like Hillstead's night is done for tonight.
It was a great night for Andrew Hillstead.
Stands there next to the head coach.
Now the future of Timpanogos football is out there. Holloway will dump it off in the flat and make it a couple guys miss is Leuga.
There's
and the flags fly in. That was a horse collar tackle.
Bryce, we've been waiting to see the flags come for the horse collar, but that one was just blatant and dangerous. They got the penalty flags finally for a horse collar for someone.
And this is why it is a penalty. Right now, Leuga down on the ground, slow to get up, and you hope that he is okay, because that was the definition of a horse collar tackle. Always scary when anything like this happens. So we will see and keep you updated on the situation. This is why in the NFL, Ron, you see the hip drop tackle being banned this year and it being a penalty going forward.
It started when Patrick Mahomes had his ankle rolled inward when both defensive linemen were dragging him and pulling his weight down and collapsed on him. It's a very dangerous play. You got the card out right now. That's not a good sign, Bryce. You don't like that, especially for a kid that only had 3 snaps, I think, previously, and that just got out there and has a great run, right? Tooele High, who just had a great first down run, and looks like it's something of an ankle. The cleat is off, and he's on the card, so his night's done, unfortunately.
He'll hobble on over Tooele High and hop onto that cart, and they will cart him off of the field. So hopefully he will be okay moving forward. Timpanogos with the first down, and Holloway will be back in the gun.
Label getting some love from the student section, clapping as he's coming off.
He'll play action, fake the handoff, throw it out to the far sideline, makes a man miss before he steps out of bounds.
Johnson with the reception, short gain on the play. Second down.
Sounds like Johnson was on the reception.
Going to make it 2nd and 11 after he stepped out of bounds. Now they'll fire one back to Johnson down the sideline, and he can't hold on to it.
Definitely some jersey numbers that have been switched probably before the game. Johnson wearing 82, but that's not what it is on the roster for folks looking at that. Bryce, that's a beautiful ball right there by Logan Holloway. I like that ball.
That was a great ball down the sideline. As we mentioned, Andrew Hillstead normally wearing number 7 throughout the season. He was in number 10 tonight, so maybe there is a couple of jersey switches. So if we get some names wrong late in this game for you, we apologize. Holloway scrambling out to the right, finds a man downfield. And boy, you got to love what you see from the backup quarterback coming in if you're Timpanogos.
What I love, Bryce, is just you're allowing the backup quarterback to run the whole playbook. Normally, you get just the handoff runs, but you want to see kids be able to show what they're especially because that's the future, right? And if heaven forbid, a game of injuries, if Andrew Hillstead were to get hurt, this is your next guy up.
Now Holloway with the screen pass out to the far sideline. Good for a gain of 3 or 4. Now under 4 minutes we go in a 41-10 ball game.
Yeah, I definitely think this drive is working out well for Timpanogos right now. I know they got the win sealed, but you like to see a touchdown from your backup guys, younger guys, the future.
Now Holloway hands it up the middle. A big dash up the middle. This one out close to the 30-yard line of the Buffs.
Allen into Buffalo territory, brought down to the 32, 18-yard gain, and another.
Now Allen. It was Daxton Allen. He had 4 carries coming into this game, so he's getting some work here. Holloway out to the left side of the formation.
By Johnson.
A great move as he makes the defender miss and gets out close to the 20-yard line. And it's just go, go, go once again for Timpanogos. It's like they haven't even missed a beat with the reserves in here.
The backup quarterback has come right where Hillstead left off, and you like that. If that's how you run your offense, your program, and it got the guys to do it, you like that.
Clock continues to tick out to Johnson once again, and he'll be gang tackled out of bounds.
That was a close one, Bryce. The whistle had blown. He was already out of bounds. Dump tackle close right there by Tooele. That could have been another 15 yards.
That could have been the refs playing it a little easy in a 41-10 ball game.
Giving him a warning. Tell him, hey, it's 2 minutes left.
Under 2.5 minutes to go. Timpanogos threatening in the fourth quarter. Handoff goes once again. I believe it's Allen up the middle. And he'll get out past the first down marker.
Bryce, you said it earlier, not missing the beat. These backup guys, good, just like the starter guys. The running back elusive, just like Woodbury. Johnson can get open, just like Jamison Jones. Dash, like the backups that you have.
Now 2 receiver stacks on either side of the formation. One running back next to Holloway in the gun. It'll be a quarterback keeper, but he's met big time in the backfield. Big number 58 coming in to get the tackle. Now there's a little bit of extracurriculars pushing back and forth. That's Dixon in on the tackle in the backfield. A little bit of pushing and shoving. I think we're going to have penalties on both sides.
Agree. Luke Dixon's going to get the first one. Obviously, he tackled and got the sack. Nice sack, Bryce. First, give credit to that. But then again, an unsportsmanlike conduct coming stands over Holloway for no reason in a ball game where you're down by 30 plus and it's under 2 minutes left. And then
flex on him, Ron.
Flex on it. Hey, you know what I always say at the high school level? It doesn't matter. Always flex on them. Got to show them your watch, right? And obviously the Tooele alignment took exception to it, as they should, protecting their quarterback. The guy shoves him, knocks him down. Another flag is going to be offsetting penalties.
So a lot of deliberation from both referees. We'll get the call from the white cap.
My favorite thing about that, Bryce, was every ref that just wanted to throw that flag. The first 2 threw it, then the third threw it, then the fourth, I got it.
Yeah, we saw a lot of flags flying. Still no call from our referee tonight. See what we get. So we get a personal foul. That one's going to go against Timpanogos. The second unsportsmanlike on Tooele. They'll offset.
Replay the down.
Yep. That's how it works when you get offsetting penalties. You replay the down that happens.
So they'll reset the chains. There's a little bit of confusion as to where they're trying to set it up here. Gonna have another conversation with a couple of referees. But in the meantime, Timpanogos. All right, so since it was after the play, Ron, it will be second down.
Second down because
if it was during the play, it would be a replay of first down. Stack in a bunch formation, trips to the bottom side. It'll be a quarterback keep. Holloway scampers, gets into the end zone for yet another Timpanogos touchdown.
Holloway, 15 yards.
What a run right there, Bryce, by Holloway. Love the read option play call. He knew exactly what he wanted to do before he pulled it, saw the space, and he's pretty fast. Got up to speed really quickly. By the time he got hit, he was already 3 steps in the end zone.
Gotta love what you see from the backup quarterback, the future of Timpanogos football, man. It is bright. We're going to see this Timpanogos team later on in the season once again when they meet Salem Hills. So Timpanogos fans tuning in, make sure you save and subscribe to the ESPN 960 YouTube channel. A flag on the play after the PAT is good. Probably see another personal foul here.
Probably.
But Timpanogos fans, make sure you keep us bookmarked. Make sure you keep us subscribed on YouTube. Listen to Valley Sports Talk every weekday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. We'll be talking Timpanogos football because we've got another Timpanogos game as they take on Salem Hills in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. We'll be covering that one, Bryce.
We will be live and have the live stream for you at Salem Hills High School coming up here in a couple of weeks. So subscribe to this YouTube channel, Timpanogos fans.
Holding it down. Jordan Bianucci will be back on the call, I'm pretty sure, for that game.
I don't know. I've done a great job so far. I don't know.
Oh, no, he's going to be doing color. That's what I'm saying. He's going to be replacing me. I was talking about myself. Jordan Bianucci, folks, will be replacing me and coming back from vacation.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Appreciate everybody helping us out with the broadcast tonight. Olivia Benyon, the producer, back in the Les Schwab Tires studios in Salt Lake City, helping us out tonight. We appreciate Olivia. Appreciate Autumn Hannah on the camera tonight. Doing a great job holding it down on the camera for us over on the YouTube live stream.
Permanent camera person for the remainder of the year. I'm going to delegate it right now. She's done a fantastic job. Better than past cameramen who we've had, Bryce. That's fortunately how it's gone.
So there was an unsportsmanlike conduct on Timpanogos following that PAT as the ball falls off the tee. So they will kick off from their own 25-yard line. Tooele's going to have the opportunity to be able to return this one. Two return men deep, about the 15-yard line for the Buffaloes. This one's pounded, and it will be returned. One hop, and Tooele will take it out across the 30-yard line. That is Rojas, I believe, on the return.
That is.
Brought out to the 38-yard line.
Get out to the 38-yard line.
Backup kicker McCann in the game as well. So another backup guy, young guy, being able to go out there and kick for the team future of Timpanogos.
So Tooele will start their drive with a 1:18 rolling clock here, 48-10 score, and Tooele's going to fall to 1-3 after they lose here tonight. The end around for the Buffs and the scamper and a gain of just about one. Mentioned they have Cottonwood next, but you take a look at 4A Region 10, Ron, and Park City leads that region right now at 3-0, and then the rest of the region is wide open. Murray at 1-2, Stansbury at 1-2, Cottonwood at 0-3, Hillcrest at 0-3, and Jordan at 0-3. They're going to be competitive in 4A Region 10 this year.
100%. Park City's probably going to run away with it. At least right now, that's what it's looking like. You can 100% be competitive. When you look at that 1-2, 0-3, you're right in the mix of that. And it's early, Bryce. Once you get into region play, a lot of things change. Play calling changes. The season, a lot of things start to happen where you can get more into your play, but guys get more confidence. So it's still early, but I agree with the way the standings are looking, they're going to be right there in the mix.
On the other side, as that run goes up the middle and the clock continues to tick under 15 seconds, we might not even see another play take place here before we get a final score. On the other side, Timpanogos, 4A Region 8. Spanish Fork got the win last night against Uinta, so they moved to 1-0 in region play. 3-1 overall. Then you have Uinta at 3-1, but 0-1 in region play. Mountain View at 2-1, Salem Hills at 2-1, Payson at 1-2, and Provo at 0-2. Timpanogos is going to be one of the best teams in 4A Region 8 this year.
100%. I definitely think down the line you can see a potential Park City, Spanish Fork, Timpanogos matchup, and that's going to be great ball games in the future to look forward to because this Timpanogos offense has a lot going on right now. A lot of touchdowns and spread the ball out. QV had two. Hillstead had a rushing touchdown, a throwing touchdown. Woodbury had 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. Timpanogos is definitely someone to look out for.
All right, 48-10, your final score. We'll take a quick break. Stick with us for the post-net post-game show coming up next. Right here, you're listening to Utah High School football on ESPN 960.
And Nehemiah Tooele, the head coach of the San Jose State Spartans. I want to go back to 2015 where it was widely reported that you were in the running to become the head coach at BYU.
I wasn't looking to go anywhere. I was happy. I'd been in this profession long enough that the grass wasn't always greener. But when the BYU opportunity came, it was different. Just being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it was different. So I knew that I wanted to take a look at it. The people there were awesome. But in the end, it had to work out for both sides. From their side and from my side. Ultimately, it didn't work out, but it worked out for the best. Kalani's doing an awesome job. Kalani's a good friend of mine. And like I said, I'm a spiritual person. I just believe that the Lord has a way of working things out. And it worked out for the best for both of us, for them and at BYU with Kalani and for me and my family.
To find out what was said next, download the Valley Sports Talk with Bryce Larson podcast anywhere you get your podcasts.
We welcome you back into the Les Schwab Tires booth for the post-game show right here on ESPN 960. Your final score, 48-10. Timpanogos gets the win over Tooele. Quick final thoughts on this game before we name a defensive player of the game.
Yeah, it was all Timpanogos tonight, Bryce, as expected when you have a quarterback like Hillstead coming in that's thrown for over 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns already. He added to that total tonight, his total touchdown total. He had one in the air, one on the ground, and then shout out to Woodbury. 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. This offense for Timpanogos is elusive, is dynamic. Backups got in there. Holloway had a rushing touchdown at the end. You like what you have for the future. Timpanogos is going to make some noise in this 4A region.
All right, for the defense strings defensive player of the game, Ron, who have we selected?
We have selected Robert Parsons. It is a 6'1" senior defensive back. He had that interception. It was Pater threw in a double coverage. Parsons saw it the whole way, picked it off, took it to the house. There's a flag that brought it back, unfortunately. So no pick six for him. Still gets the interception, still got points off of it. It was a rushing touchdowns, but that is your defensive drinks defense player of the game.
Check out their collagen-based formula, no added sugars, high electrolyte content, and no caffeine. You'll get 20% off your order of Defense Drinks using code ESPN960 at defensedrinks.com. We appreciate all of our sponsors. It's been presented by Intermountain Bobcat, located in Orem, Ogden, and Salt Lake City. Of course, our E3 Energy Cubes, 3 keys to the game. And then our PostNet postgame show, 826 Expressway Lane in Spanish Fork right here in Utah County. We appreciate you joining us right here on ESPN 960 for our high school game of the week. For myself, Bryce Larson, for my broadcast partner, Ron Weaver III, Olivia Benyon, back in the Les Schwab Tires studios. We appreciate you, the listener, for tuning in. Until next time, you've been listening to Utah High School Football on ESPN 960.